Oh, there
Oh
you go.
shit, I'm close as
Okay.
hell to the camera. Hold on. Push that bit back some. Yes,
All right.
sir.
All right. All
I'm,
right. What's good? What's good?
I'm locked in. I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, say that. Mike Chick, my boy. Have we ever had a regular conversation? I don't even
I
think we've ever spoken.
don't think
Like it's
no.
either
I don't
it's
think.
like you see me and you come in. I see you. I come in. We ain't never just what I'm saying like
Yeah, we
talk.
ain't never like locked in like that.
We looking like a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I see it.
My brother in Christ.
Yes, yes. My brother in over there. You know.
The Lord is our shepherd. We shall not want.
Yes. But how you doing? What's good? What's going on?
Nah, I'm blessed and highly favored.
Yes. Goodness and mercy is following us.
Don't you feel holy when I come in the joint, bro?
The Holy Spirit is all up in the chat, man. It's all up in the chat.
No, I am good though, bro. I'm good. I'm good. But when you hit me up, I was like, bro, finally,
People
I
here,
gotta
they know
get you.
you.
I gotta get you on my shit, bro.
I know. I need to get my
That's to come
my
on.
stuff going on YouTube.
Yeah.
By my whole live stream
I'm
stuff.
a YouTube
You may
baby.
not know how the Instagram thing works. I don't know how the YouTube live stream be working. Like,
Man, called me an old man earlier. I was like, bro, I ain't never. I don't use it, so you have to put me on game.
Yeah, because I used to go live a lot on Instagram, and then they just changed everything up, like updated everything.
Yeah.
Now you can have like up to 4 people on live stream and stuff, and they used to be doing a whole lot of stuff. Sometimes I just get on and try and promote or do my thing and stuff like that.
I be following you. I got your notifications. I be seeing everything you post and shit. I'm like, yeah. When you say your shit different, I'm like, yeah, that's an understatement of the century. Because it be some stuff. I'm like, you gotta give me. I gotta get accumulated to this shit. I'll be like, a lot of your stuff I ain't used to seeing. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't used to seeing.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll be doing my best.
I fuck with it though. I fuck with it though.
I appreciate that.
I see what you doing. I like your style. I got you. You on point. You on point.
I appreciate that. I'll be trying my best to stand out. I'll be doing my own thing and stuff.
Man, you wild. Some of that stuff I be like, bro, geeky, he crazy. I can't.
Especially like recently now, because I've been getting into a groove of just talking about different topics.
Yeah, I see.
And for whatever reason, it's been getting under a lot of God's children, sin and stuff like that. And it's not even like the real hardcore hitting questions. It's like the easy questions that they just can't get around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for recently, I've been discussing changing God's mind. So like I don't know if you ever heard of the story of like in Exodus, Moses coming down back from Mount Sinai, and basically the Israelites are having a whole fest. They're having an orgy fest. They done created a golden calf. They done told Aaron like, hey, listen, nigga, like we don't know what Moses up to. We don't know what God he's serving, but we going back to what we know best. So Moses come back down. They having a whole fan fest down there. God see all of this, and he's like, okay, I've had it with these people. I'm about to destroy every last one of them, Moses, but I'm gonna make you a great nation. So don't worry. Like the job ain't done yet. Now, I don't really know why God has this pattern of always, every time that he messes up, he feels like he just has to destroy everything. He want to start from scratch again. Like just press the reset button.
And then he starts over and makes it the same, if not worse, the next time. Every time.
And so he's and this is where the whole like him knowing everything and him not knowing everything, because he's so quick-tempered that he forgot the promises that he made towards their forefathers. So Moses is now stressed out. So Moses in the Bible, he's going off on God. He's like, you just told me to free these people. I went through all these plagues. I went through the Red Sea. I done went through all this. trouble to free your people, all for you to just destroy them. And he's like, you don't want the Egyptians, telling their people that you treated them better off than how you treated the Egyptians. And he went off to remind God of the promises of the forefathers. And he's like, remove your anger. Like, you out of pocket. I need you to get yourself together and really reevaluate yourself. And it tells you in the Bible that God repented. He changed his mind and went off about his business. And so the whole issue here is that Christians are trying to move any way around possible to try and condone and validate this position that God had at one point, and then went on to the next basis. So Christians would be like, well, he was setting an example. He knew that Moses was going to go off, or Moses was going to say this. And it's like, if he was all knowing, he wouldn't have popped off to begin with. Or even more so, he would have already had a solution for the Israelites in their doubtfulness. But anytime that the Israelites kept having doubt in the Bible, it always came back with some type of backlash or consequence due to their lack of understanding. And mind you, they were in Egypt for 400 years. Like, that's a long time. That's like up to maybe 4 generations of people who don't know nothing about this entity. And so you being so hard on them and not even having an ounce of mercy or patience or understanding. Even there's one story in the Bible of when the Israelites were complaining, and then he just sent poisonous snakes on them. It's like, well, what are you expecting from these people? But what's your perspective on that when it comes to Christians trying to condone?
I'm sure if you search God's internet, you're gonna find some Christian trying to defend it, or they have a way out, or they have an apology for everything in the Bible. Anything you bring, that's why it's called apologetics. They have anything, any concerns, any conflict, any contradiction, every type of problem you can find, they have an apology for it. To like, well, I thought God knew everything. Well, just because he knows everything doesn't mean he's supposed to come down and do this and do that every time. But it's like, the Bible literally says he controls everything.
Yeah.
So with that knowledge in mind, why would he even pop off like you said? I'm like you. We on the same page. Why would he even pop off if he already knows? It's like he's toying with us. He's playing with us. We're just puppets. We're just puppets on the string. And it's weird to me how in this reality, or this world we live in, this thing in this book, it gets all of the credit, none of the responsibility, all of the grace and praise, none of the questions. They don't challenge it. You can't question it. You can't challenge it. You can't even prove it. You can't. They don't even want you to like. They don't want you to test it at all. But they want you to give all the praise, all the worship, and all the thanks to it. That's crazy work. Wrong. If me and you brothers, right? The only way you could test if I'm your brother for real or not is what I'm gonna do when we out in the street. What I'm gonna do on the battlefield. When it comes to the front line, somebody try to pick on you. There's a group of dudes trying to pick on you, and I'm standing right there. That test, okay? I don't know if he really got my back like he say he do. Let's see. And I'm like, no, y'all ain't gonna touch my bro. That's me showing you, look, bro, I got your back. And then, and even though I'm not saying I want you to test me, I'm saying when that time come and somebody try to fuck with you and I'm there, I got your back. But when it comes to the God, look, bro, you don't get to do that. It's all according. See, they have an apology. It's all according to his time, and so whenever it get done, it's God. Even if it ain't happened yet, it's God. It's like you can't win, you can't lose, you can't even falsify it, you can't even prove it, you can't even test it. So I don't know what to say. It's free real estate, and they doing whatever they want with it. Literally, if you wake up and say, "Damn, I'm so thankful for this job," thank God. Motherfuckers losing their jobs every day. What we say? Well, that's free will. It's like you just do the parts that you like, you pick them. The parts that you don't like, you don't have to mess with them because it's however you want to spin it. It's personal. If you listen to them talk wrong, they'll tell you this is a personal relationship between them and the creator of the universe. So how are you gonna go out into the world and proselytize and spread your personal relationship? Like, hey, God helped me, so this means he gonna help you. But that's not the case. That's not the case, bro. Me and you right now. If you and I pray for whatever food we ate today, right? This same God let millions starve to death while we're eating. Are we supposed to thank him? How does that make, like, I'm not big on, I'm not a spiritual person because I don't have the, like, where I come from, we don't have the privilege of being spiritual. You praying to the skies is not gonna feed nobody. When them lights get cut off and you don't pay your bill, you can't pray for that. You have to, you know what I'm saying? I need something that's gonna help me improve my life and the life of everybody around me. I can't do nothing with no spirits and no demons.
Right.
I can't do nothing with that. My family, we need food, we need water, we need shelter. And I don't know what to do if you just hand me a book. No.
I know, right?
And then you hand me the book and tell me to go do all the work. Well, I need all the credit. Give me the. I'm not a selfish person. I don't want to be arrogant. But if I got to do all the work, I should get all the credit.
I agree.
What you think? Then they flip it on you. They flip it on you and say God is using you. He used you to help. To feed your family. God used you to do that. But it's like, wait a minute. So if he's using me to help me feed my family, who's using the person that's going out and doing all this stuff that we can't really, the sexual assault, the rape, the murder, the genocide, the discrimination? Who's controlling those people? Well, it's the devil. But hold up, wrong. Like when you brought up the Bible, I'm sitting here thinking, like, there are stories in the Bible where the God instructs and commands and demands evil or things we would consider evil. So how do we know when it's God controlling us? How do we know when it's the devil? When, if you read the book, the God will tell you, go in the city and kill everybody but the little girl that ain't had sex with a man yet. Those disobedient children, take them to the end of the gate, tie them to a stick, and throw rocks at them till they die. How, like, and you don't think this same God would control that guy that's sexually assaulting women? You don't think that God would control him to do that when he's in the book? He's telling them to do it. I'm like,
this is what I be telling people, yo. Like I be going, and I was talking about this a couple of weeks ago when I was dealing with the women aspect of the Bible, because I made a video a couple of months ago saying that God gave women cooties.
Yes.
Because when you look at the Bible, he treats women like trash. And like the people, like whatever the Christians and the whatever forms and denominations of people come on my platform, they're like, you just looking at it the wrong way, Taro. You just need to read your Bible. You need to read it with context. You need to have the context and historical understanding. But like from the beginning, right? And this is just how I was raised up to look at the Bible and see the Bible and just even understand like commentary from the Apostle Paul. Like they didn't see women like as their equal because women basically were to blame for humanity falling into sin.
Yeah. That's what I was going to tell you. That's what I was going to add to what you said.
Yeah. And like, so they blame women for sin coming into the world, because Eve basically was somehow gullible to the snake, and so she ate from the tree. Now, I would question why even put the tree there in the first place if you already knew it was going to be the downfall. That's neither here. I really don't. That's a whole nother conversation, because it's like you kind of just set them up for defeat. It's kind of the same thing with, and even more so like with Noah, like in the days of Noah. The fallen angels went to Earth and stuff like that, basically trying to get like women or whatever the case is. And what had happened was they come into Earth and they want to get some pussy. And I'm like, well, okay, if this was an issue so bad, why not create female angels? You know? And so the Christian would tell me, well, that wasn't their purpose.
Mind
But
blown.
I'm like, well, if that wasn't their purpose, why did they have the desire? And so then the undertone of that is you're demonizing having the desire for women, right? And so it tells you in the Bible that they defiled themselves with the women, right? Which isn't really to say that their desire was bad, but the women was the ones that defiled them. Which is interesting because when you read the book of Revelations, it talks about the 144. And I don't know who the 144 is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the chosen people. There's so many different different versions of commentary on the 144. But the 144 is supposed to be God's chosen people that he's going to have with him when he comes back. And the thing is, the 144 don't have any women. No women involved. The 144, and it tells you in the Bible that these are purely chosen people of God, righteous, and the reason why they tell you why they are unrighteous is because they have not touched a woman. And I'm like, why does that set the tone for their righteousness? Like, not because they've listened to God or read his kept his commandments, or because they were people that were led by the Spirit. It's because they did not touch a woman. And that's a very interesting commentary that you see in the book of Revelations. Like, that was the standard or the structure for their righteousness. So it's just very interesting when you really study like the different aspects of the Bible. Like when Paul goes in and tells the women why they should not learn, or why they shouldn't teach in the church, and they should just learn under the men. It wasn't because of some type of, this is how God wanted the order, this is how, the first time he said it was because, that the man wasn't made for the woman, but the woman was made for the man. Well, that just lets you know clear on that the woman is a subordinate. And so it just lets you know right then and there, like, okay, so this is not about equality. But then they'll hit you with that. But see, it tells you that you're supposed to love the woman like Christ loved the church. And they will just go and try to give you this whole okie doke to try and make it sound sweet and make it sound good. And it's not good. It's really the bare minimum.
The cop out, there's no secret, most of the worst verses you can find are in the Old Testament. So the way they do it is they'll just say, well, when Jesus came, he brought the new covenant and that's the new law. We just supposed to follow Jesus. But if you take away the Old Testament, you taking away how we got here, why we're sinners in the first place, the 10 Commandments, you taking away Genesis, Exodus, so it's like, you can't just negate all the bad laws and all the bad rules God came up with. You can't just negate that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's not fair to the religion, because when they when they publish these books and they print them out, they don't just print Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They print the whole fucking all 66 books. They print the whole thing. We supposed to read the whole thing. So it's like, if you are ignorant to religion and you just getting your feet wet, you just getting started, and you start from the beginning and you read forward before you get to the sacrifice and the resurrection, before you get to all that bullshit, you have to commit all those crimes. And then once you get to, oh, wait a minute, Jesus came and cleared up all of that. So now I don't have to sacrifice the firstborn cattle. I don't have to stone, I don't have to kill non-believers anymore because Jesus came. But I would argue when Jesus came, that's worse. But I just want to stick to the part what you talking about the women. Did you know? I had pulled it up as you were speaking, but if we're following the Bible word for word, verbatim, Christians are supposed to murder women who are not virgins on their wedding night. I didn't know that until the other day, but I just pulled it up just now. There's when you start talking about it.
There's a law.
If she's not a virgin on the night she's getting married, Literally, what's this? This is Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 20 through 21. It says, "But if this change is true, that she wasn't a virgin on her wedding night, and evidence of the girl's virginity is not found, they shall bring the girl to the entrance of her
to the
father's
entrance
house.
of the
Yes,
the
and
father and the
there,
mother.
listen, and there her townsmen shall stone her to death." Like, stop! Everybody, stop what they do. Let's just pause, because I get this. I understand this the Old Testament, and this is the way that God wanted things before He sacrificed Himself. Okay, cool. And this is what I ask Christian: in what situation, under what circumstance is this okay? If you knew what you knew now and you went back in time, would you participate in this? Would you be okay with this? And what, like, okay, this is the beginning of time right here. During what point was this okay, and when did this stop being okay? This has always been wrong, even if we didn't know it. This has always been wrong. Because she's not a virgin, you're supposed to take her to the edge of her father's house. Get all these big strong dudes. Back then motherfuckers didn't do shit all day but lift bricks and logs, and they were strong as motherfuckers. Get all the big strong beer drinking motherfuckers. These motherfuckers hunt bull and lions for a living. All they do is hunt game. That's what they call it in the Bible. All they do is hunt game. You gonna get these big strong Goliath motherfuckers. Line up. Get the biggest stone, pebble rock. It's just like you're throwing stones at a young woman that just so happens to not be a virgin. That's crazy, bro. Do you know? Okay, I know you know the answer to this. What is a witch?
A witch?
Yes. What is a witch?
A witch is a woman that basically practices magic. Basically.
Do witches, like, what are witches doing that's so wrong where they deserve to be killed? I want you to answer me that. You tell me, like, what do they do? I wake up as a witch. Yeah, I'm gonna gouge out some eyeballs and put them in a stew. Like, what? What do women do?
The only thing that a witch is doing is making herbs. Like, right. That's the best. Like, the worst thing that she's doing is making herbs that's supposed to heal the body. For whatever reason, they deem that to be the worst thing on earth.
The Bible says put those scalawags to death. It said put them to death. Put witches to death. Do not suffer a witch to live. Kill virgins. All of us are being punished, and we're born into sin because a woman ate some fruit. Like, are we not seeing you know what I'm saying? Are we not seeing a pattern? Come on, man. And it's not even
crazy because,
and they think we're saying, well, all this don't make the religion not true. Okay, cool. Let's say your religion is true. Why would you participate? I know my name is Black Atheist Rants, so everybody think I'm an atheist. But I'm against religion. If the God came down tomorrow, it don't change nothing I say. If God opens the skies right now and invades this live stream, I still think it's wrong to kill witches. That's just me.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding why that, like, and this is I always speak as if, what if one day I have a son? What if one day I have a daughter? I don't want my son, like, let's say my son was a biblical literalist, and he believed everything he read verbatim. He believed everything he read verbatim out of this book. My son would literally have to go around murdering innocent women. If he followed, listen, there are no good Christians. There are only Christians that don't follow all of the book. You can't be a good Christian because you have to murder. It's instructed to kill humans for no good, not for no good reason. I'm not talking about humans that did a drive-by on your auntie house. I'm not talking about the humans that's gonna bully you in 2 years. No, go kill people who don't have nothing going on that's evil or wrong, but because the Bible says it, handle your smoke, get them out the picture. Slam them out.
And
Wipe their
what's
nose.
crazy?
Yeah, I saw you.
And you know what's
I
crazy?
saw you. I said, wipe
Yeah.
their nose. I saw you wipe. Yeah, that was a perfect
And you know
segue.
what's crazy is that like they have somebody in here who's an Israelite. They said that they're basically. It's so interesting how the Bible will demonize people of different backgrounds and different cultures and different things like that to justify their genocide and justify why they demonize them and why they should go to hell and why they should be discriminated against or why they feel these type of ways. Because the woman, I think it's a man, the Israelite, he was saying that a woman will, these witches, they'll screw your life up and they'll put these spells on you and this and that and all this superstition and all these extra things they'll say around the people of different cultures and different backgrounds instead of having them speak for themselves. Like I never, like when it came to Lucifer, why he never had a book? Like why is there never a book of Lucifer? Why why we can't hear his back? Why, like, did anybody ever ask why did he rebel from heaven? Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of us, we go to work and stuff like that, and we want to leave because we know the management is bad. We know that it's corrupt, but we never put that to Satan because we've always been taught that he's the father of lies and this, and everybody's speaking for him but him. And anytime that he does speak for himself, oh, he's lying. Like the snake is supposed to be the devil, and it's so interesting when I bring this up to Christians because God told Adam and Eve, if you eat from this tree, you will surely die. It's not talking about a spiritual death. He literally said you're going to surely die. And for people who want to say, oh, it's talking about spiritual death, if you study the actual Hebrew, it is talking about an actual death. So when Eve is confronted to the snake is supposed to be a symbol of enlightenment, low-key. But the snake is telling Eve, you're not going to die. He knows that if you eat from this tree, you're going to have just as much knowledge as him. So then when Adam and Eve ate from the tree, they had self-awareness, which means they were stupid. Yeah. So they didn't even know that they were naked. So they hid from God. God is walking in the garden. I didn't know this nigga had feet. He's walking in the garden. Yeah. And he's like, where are y'all? And people will be like, oh, he's asking a rhetorical question. Well, I'm like, well, maybe he didn't actually know. Maybe he didn't know where they were, right? But, God has to be all-knowing. And so they was like, well, we hiding ourselves because we naked. He's like, wait a minute, who told y'all were naked? Now it's like, it's like you on the plantation, now you learn how to read and stuff, and now you learning big words and stuff like that. Who taught you octagon? Who taught you how to read? Yeah. So it's like, how you know you're naked?
I don't.
Then
I don't get how people like
discussion with them, and all of a sudden he curses Adam and Eve, curses Eve with having pain with child labor and stuff, and then curses the serpent. But then when he goes back with the pantheon, with the divine council, which if people didn't know there were other gods too, that's a whole nother discussion. Goes back to his people and tells them exactly what the snake told Eve. He's like, they have become like us, knowing good and evil. And if they eat from the tree of life, they will live forever. Not that they will live forever with sin. Not that they're going to be corrupt forever. Basically, Adam and Eve are about to jeopardize their godhood. So he kicked them out of the garden.
I think it's crazy, bro. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about it as you talking about it. It's like, these couldn't have been full-fledged regular humans, because if these two people were on Earth, then where the fuck is the garden of Eden at? Where is it at? Yeah. I'm asking. I don't know where it's at. Where is it? Is it in Egypt, Africa? Where is that?
Even more so, like, how was Jacob able to out-wrestle God? That's another question. How did he out-wrestle God?
You know what's crazy? I keep thinking, I keep saying it in my head. I've yet to hear a God speak to me. It's like the questions that you have, I have, and it's like, whose job is it to answer these questions? Who am I supposed to get my understanding of the Bible from? Another human that's just going off their own personal? I think God should come down and talk to us. And it's like, this is not me making fun or being, oh, you just joking. Like, who better to have this conversation with than the motherfucker that inspired the book? Why would I go and talk to a pastor that went to theology school where they taught him all the right apologetics? Why would I talk to him if the God is literally watching us go live? And if he is watching, what excuse could anyone give for him not coming down? You could say, because we don't believe it. Why do I have to believe it to have a conversation? If we have a conversation, my beliefs might change. They could say, it's not in your heart. Again, is wrong. You could hate my guts. You could wish me dead. You could not want to hear nothing I'm saying to you. If your ear is working and I'm standing in front of you, it's nothing stopping you. It's nothing. You can't stop me from talking to you unless you fucking cut me off or do this every time I speak. So it's like me not liking God, me not loving God should not have no control over a God coming and giving me information. How is my opinion of you means you not gonna come talk to me? You sound like a bitch. So you that upset that I don't believe in you and I don't worship you, that you won't have a conversation about something that might get me to, I'm okay with saying a God exists. That don't mean I will worship it. I won't pray to it. I don't see the benefit in doing that. I'm a team player, so there's no reason for me to worship and praise God for what I get personally, and then there are people who need it more than me that don't get it. I can't worship and praise. So this is not a personal. I'm just talking objectively for all of us. Maybe you want to believe one day, or maybe somebody else. What's the problem with him coming down and having literally coming? Because again, you mentioned it earlier. He's walking in the garden. I be reading this book top to bottom. There are so many times where he comes down and he speaks English. He comes down and he speaks Hebrew. He's walking, he's talking, he's flipping chairs over. He's in and out, all around, up and down.
This man almost killed Moses, yo. It tells you in the Bible that God came down, the Lord came down and sought to kill Moses. And nobody questions why.
But when you ask him to do it, you testing and mocking, and how am I mocking you by asking you to do what you've already done in your biography, your autobiography? Yeah. If someone hands me a pamphlet about you and they say you real good with cameras and taking pictures, if I see you in person and I say, hey bro, I heard you good with the camera, man, snap me up. Is that me mocking? Motherfucker, you good with the camera or not? Is this your stick or not?
Right.
Is this what you do or not? I don't know. Right. I was raised up where, bro, these motherfuckers thank God for everything. So excuse me for wanting a little bit of what they're having.
Now somebody has said in the comment section that is anthropomorphic.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's the word.
And so
say it again.
Yeah, it's a hard. I can't even. It took me a minute to say it right now.
Bro, I got that word in my notes, bro. Who said that? That's crazy.
Yeah,
they said I got that.
Anthropomorphism.
Yes.
And what's crazy about that is God is supposed to be somebody above human approach, or he's supposed to be above human attributes and human characteristics. But for whatever reason, we can't explain God except through human traits,
bro. I think it should be. Listen to me. If this thing exists for real, it shouldn't be limited. It shouldn't be limited to only supernatural, abstract. It exists, but not inside of time. I feel like God should exist now the way He existed in the Bible. If you read the Bible, He's outside of time, space, and matter. And when you need Him, He's inside of time, space, and matter. He's a concept you can't fathom and you can't understand. And at times He comes down and he does things that you could relate to. Like Jesus came down and He's feeding motherfuckers. We can relate to that. He's helping motherfuckers. We can relate to that. He's walking with His mama and all. Like, he does things in the Bible that I could relate to. So me asking him to come down and talk, that's like, I'm only going off what the Bible says. If there was nowhere in the Bible where he came down and did this stuff, I wouldn't have nothing to talk about. But he literally, not spiritually, not metaphorically, not only in the mind of those who were watching. No, he literally came down in the flesh and looked like what we can describe as a human. So how is it wrong to ask him to do what he's already done multiple times? You mean to tell me?
So, right?
So so wait a minute. Every time there's a flood or tornado or tsunami, a volcano erupts, a fucking thunderstorm that wipes out a whole goddamn street, we say, man, God is powerful. So wait a minute. Yeah. Who's on this wrong? Who in their right mind is asking God to send tornadoes and tsunamis? He's doing things nobody's asking him to do. And you mean to tell me the one favor I ask for is just, wait a minute, you're trying to put God, you're trying to put limitations. Like, come on, man. I've never in my life asked for a rain shower thunderstorm. Why is he sending that? I don't know.
It's like what I heard you say in one YouTube video before. It's like of all the answers of all the prayers that God can answer, that like you say you had a prayer where you wanted to end world hunger.
Yeah, I remember that video.
Answer he can't answer that one, but he could give old Tommy down the street a new car. He could give Miss such and such in the suburbs the promotion. Or whatever the case is, just do all these little things, and you see all these people. I just like to thank God with their $2 million and multi-million dollars. I like to thank God who's the head of my life and for helping me get there.
When Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl, what did he say? When these people win their NBA championships and they college, the Heisman Trophy, everybody's thanking God. And so I was taught that all sin is equal. You know what I'm saying? Cursing a man out is just like killing somebody. All sin is equal. So if that's the case, I feel like all prayer should be equal. If he prays for a golden fucking bathtub and he gets it, amen to God. And if I pray for him to end world hunger, I feel like, you know, is one prayer too hard to answer than another? I'm only going off I can't go off of nothing but what the Christians tell me. I can't go off of my own understanding. I'm going off what they say. They tell me he's moving mountains. It only takes the faith of a mustard seed. He's provider. Listen to the gospel music. They're literally, it's all it is bragging about what God has done. And so I forgive me, Father, I get jealous. I want some of what they're having. If it's that easy, and I also will add this: if he won't answer me, because I'm not a Christian, I'm an atheist, I blaspheme, I'm sinner. Okay, cool. Bring me a Christian that's devout, that's following the word of God, and let's get him to ask God. Why won't they ask for that?
Lord.
I feel like, bro, to believe in this God, you must be selfish and you must be closed-minded, because anyone in their right mind who has access to an all-powerful creator that's literally walking around, watching over them and protecting them and answering them when they need him, the first thing that person would ask for if they weren't selfish is for him to spread the love out. And now listen, when I talk like this, they'll say, but God is trying to use you. He wants you to get up and you go out and feed the hungry. I don't have a problem with that. He want to use me to help end world hunger. I don't have a problem with that. But don't the Christians tell me that I should get up and do it, and that's fine because I want to do it. I do it. I don't mind doing it. But don't tell me to go out and do it in public, and in private you're secretly thanking God for your personal achievements and the things you get. Thank God for this. Hold up, wait a minute now. You just told me to go out and feed the hungry, and then you just thank God for yours. So if he's helping you, I'm not trying to be lazy. I'm not trying to be, I'm okay with working for what I gotta get. I'm just not okay with you thanking God for yours and telling me that God is going to use me to help them get theirs. No. If he's dropping it, there was a story in the Bible where he dropped food from the sky,
He
bro.
drops manna from heaven.
Bro, that is the bar. That is the standard. Because it's been done by the God in the Bible. So if that's the standard, everything under that is just no. I won't.
Even more so, Elijah, the prophet Elijah, he was going toe to toe. Like, he was battling with one of these tribes or one of these nations, and they were trying to prove who God was real. And so the nations of the people calling on their God, and they doing all their screaming, and Elijah's like making fun of them. So Elijah calls fire from heaven. The fire comes down from heaven and destroys the whole nation of people. Now, it's interesting also because I think Elijah was also the same prophet who did a prayer for Israel or whatever nation that he was in, and told God to like prevent rain and everything from coming into the land, and it stopped raining for like 3 years or in some change. So there was no type of reproduction or productivity of food in the land up until Elijah told God to make it start raining again so that they can have harvest. Now, like how you said, that's the bar. Like, then everything else should fall into place on the same level. Like, you see in the New Testament, Jesus could feed 5,000 people with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread.
Come on.
So what's the hold up?
Bro, I swear to their God, bro. I'm telling you, I'm not asking for much. I'm not a selfish person. I don't care about me. If God was real and he would answer my prayers, I wouldn't ask for nothing for me. Everything I would ask for would be for other people. Even when I was a Christian, that's all I was praying for, is my family and to help everybody else. But what's not gonna happen is I'm not just about to keep praising and believing and nothing's changing now. You know what I'm saying? I know they'll simultaneously tell you, you know what I'm saying, church ain't everything, but when you give your life to Christ, that's where they expect you to go and get. So we was in church every fucking day of the week as kids, and even when I was in college, I was going to church every fucking day. So wait a minute now, I'm not gonna give my whole life to you and just get walked over and get stepped on. I feel like if I'm praising and worshiping and I'm believing you died on the cross for me, you mean to tell me you ain't gonna help me feed my mama?
Right.
Like, bro, I'm not asking for a fucking $1 million. All I ask is that if I'm gonna give you my whole life, I feel like the least you could do is feed my folk. I mean, like, bro, we are being punished and we're born into sin because 2 people ate up some fruit off a tree. Okay, bro, I'm pretty sure there are people that have lived on this earth that were the closest thing to perfect or the closest thing to a devout Christian they could be. What does that grant all of us? If you're gonna punish all of us for 2 people, how many people would it take for you to start passing out tickets to heaven? Well, since your mama and your daddy followed me and did everything I asked, you get to go. That ain't how it works. We share. I said this in the video. We share the punishment and the damnation, but the salvation and the grace, that shit sold separately. When it comes to punishment, he gonna get the whole house. When it comes to salvation and grace, only if you do right and you do what you're supposed to do to get to heaven, bro, I'm not going with you. You can't say, well, can my cousin come over? But because you do something wrong, he might punish the whole race.
Yeah, and like
Lord have mercy.
Israelite said just in the comment section, he was talking about God's wrath. I'm trying to scroll back to see when he was talking about it. But he was talking about when Jesus returns, like he's coming back with a here it is. He said Jesus coming back with a sword. Now it was interesting because when you study the book of Revelations, when you study the book of Revelations and Jesus coming back with an army, and Christians, they love to boast about the second coming, right? But they don't understand how horrific this imagery is of Jesus coming back with an army, coming back to take over the world. Like, this is an alien invasion, if you really want to think about it, right? He's coming
Fucking
back.
zombie
Nobody
apocalypse,
knows,
raising from the
like nobody
dead and
knows
shit.
what he looks like. Nobody really knows his true
Man,
intentions.
you
They
hit
just
you
say
on.
that he has a robe dipped in blood. His robe is dipped in blood. He is not about like making peace on earth. There's gonna be complete bloodshed. He's coming back with a sword, a whole soldier, a whole army of people, and it says he's going to wipe out nations of people. This is not
Man,
just like one or two people. Your mama might be involved, your daddy might be involved, your cousin, and after all this bloodshed, now you're supposed to worship him? You really think every knee, even what they say, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess?
Man, look, they been saying this bitch gonna come back since the day after he died. They say he was coming back. That motherfucker ain't coming back. Like, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, bro. Like, come on. I mean, bro, listen to me. Listen to me. I promise you, I kid you not, bro. To this day, ask a Christian. Okay, so what does Jesus look like? Man, to be honest, it don't even matter. I don't even care. How you obsessed with a motherfucker? You don't even care what they look like. You don't even know them. You wouldn't know them if you saw them.
It's a personal relationship, though.
Eat these nuts for real.
They got a personal relationship with Jesus, though.
Listen. Martin Luther King said, "The day we stop talking about what matters is the day we die." This is the number. I feel like this topic is so important because why on earth should anybody give a fuck about anything else that's going on if they believe in God and everything is gonna be paid off after they die? Why should they care about what? Who gives a fuck about them kids starving in Africa? Man, God is gonna come back and he gonna send soldiers to help them, and I'm gonna go to heaven and it's gonna be all right in the afterlife. Why should I give a fuck about people starving to death? I feel like once we get everybody off this fucking religious coke, this religious crack, motherfuckers start, hold up now, wait a minute. I didn't speak to you yesterday. Let me call you, check on you a little bit more. Let me spend more time in the garden. Let me go help somebody in need because this is the only life we get. I feel like more people would act different. But how we gonna come together when everybody's individually too focused on a personal relationship with a God they don't even give a fuck what he looks like? How you gonna even like everybody God look like them? The Chinese people, they shit look like them. The white folk, they shit look like them. Them Slavic, we fight for Mother Russia, they shit look like them. Them people that goddamn, everybody else shit look like them. We the only one talking about, and we don't care what he look like. They care so much that they painted this motherfucker to look like them.
Yo, we
painted him. They color. Them painters said, no, we give a fuck. We gonna make this motherfucker look like what's his name? Caesar Borgia. Yeah. We care so much, we gonna make sure he look like us. Look at us. Yeah, I'm a black man. I don't give a fuck what he look like. Long as he like get grow up.
I heard that all my life growing up.
Stop that.
It don't matter if he blue, black, yellow.
That's what black people.
He died for my sins.
That's what's in our heads. You know, that's what we got going on. I literally, I kid you not, I'm working on a video, and when I make it, I'm gonna send it to you. I keep getting ads on my Facebook for the Latter-day Saints, the Church of the Latter-day Saints. Every last fucking commercial, they got some little black kids with curly hair with a picture of white Jesus behind them. Every time they give me one, I screen record I'm not bullshitting. I screen record the ad, and what I'm gonna do is, once I feel like I done seen them all, I'm gonna put all them bitches and just show you this what I'm talking about. Their God looks like them. Our God, we don't even care what it look like. They make sure they ain't gonna put no pictures of black dude with some hair like wool in they fucking houses on their church walls and shit. We the ones talking about we don't care what he look like. So how we obsessed with the death and resurrection of somebody? We don't even care to check into their ancestors. Who are you? What do you really look like? What's your ethnic background?
It'd be so interesting, yo, because like when you look at like the image that they give for Jesus,
come on, man.
Like he looks like Zeus.
That should be
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He be like all
he looks like
Serapis.
Yeah, Serapis, the Greek god. I'm not saying like I meant to tell you this earlier, but we, you know, I when you be rolling, I'll be like, man, that boy be preaching. I have to, gotta let you proselytize. Let's just get your word out. I gotta let you roll. You know, when you be hot, I be like, that boy cooking with the grease. I gotta let him cook. But I meant to tell you earlier that we are in deep waters, bro. We're out of our depth. Why are we like this? Ain't even our fight. You and I are trying to fight a battle that's not even on. It's not even between the ominous Rome and Black Atheist Rants. That's between the Christians, the Muslims, Judaism, the Israelites. That's between what you and I need to do is we need to step back and let them fight and kill each other like they was doing at first, and let's see who come out on top so we can see whose religion is the true religion, and then we discuss with them. This ain't our fight. See, when they indoctrinated us, they didn't tell us it's more than one of these. All of these have something in common, and there are some of these that predate these that look just like it that they copied from. We don't talk like that. See, if they told me that when I was 10, it probably, come on now. I would have spent the next 20 years believing this bullshit. But because they indoctrinated us, it's like, oh, we didn't know that the same thing that they preaching in Christianity, this other religion has the exact same heaven, a slightly different God, a couple different verses, but it's technically almost the same. Who's telling the truth? And once they figure it out,
because it's interesting because when dealing with the different religions, or I'll say like with Christianity for an example, I didn't know how many denominations that there were. Like, I believe there's over 40,000 denominations of Christianity, which means there are 40,000 different perspectives. Now there could be more, but I think what I've looked up is like there's at least over 40,000 of different like versions or editions of Christianity. And so whenever I tell a Christian that, they'd be like, well, those are all the false version, but this is the true version. But it's like, how you know yours is not just another template?
Hold on, bro. Somebody in your comments asked who Caesar Borgia is. I was finna show him. Your Lord and Savior. There you go. That's Jesus Christ. Caesar Borgia. This what they painted in the painting of Jesus. This guy, Mr. Caesar, right here. Right there. Yeah, him right here. That's your Lord and Savior. You see what I googled now? I googled Caesar Borgia. Jesus Christ came up.
I think they even mentioned him in Assassin's Creed one time.
This is literally the picture that's on the wall in them commercials on their Latter-day Saints. Is literally is this one right here. Let me show you. Where is it? This one right here. This is where is that? This one right here. This is literally on the wall behind them in them ads. This dude right here. They don't even know it. That's crazy. That somebody created an image, and because we don't know what's going on, we just believe it. And we forced to. We not. It's on autopilot now. We ain't forced no more.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have to do shit now. Cause it's
just passed down programming.
We for sure. We gonna beat it. We gonna make sure bro. I couldn't even spend the night over my auntie house unless we went to church that Sunday. She said, if y'all coming over my house this weekend, y'all got. So it's like these folks that's in control, they don't have to do shit. These black mamas and grandmamas gonna make sure it's forced on.
And they said that even in the Willie Lynch letter, that like this tactic and this like type of planning that we have on these folk, like it's gonna come to a point we don't even have to do nothing. This gonna last for another 300, 400 years. Like
religion has so much respect that people don't even understand. Like this shit, they were like, religion is the only thing where people will tell you, bro, you got to understand. You know what I'm saying? This is what they tell me. You got to respect people's beliefs. They were indoctrinated. Bro, you can't rob no bank and then tell these folks, man, look, I ain't gonna lie, this is how I was born and raised. This is all I know. I was indoctrinated to be in the your ass going to jail.
Right?
This is the only system, this is the only project, this is the only topic where they make sure they try to respect where you came from and how you was raised up, and they want to try to understand. And this is literally, it's a mental illness and something's fucking wrong with these people, but because you attach God to it, that wipes every slate. You hear voices in your head You talking to yourself. You scratching fucking demons out and talking in the dark closet before you go to sleep and shit. You think somebody's following you. You think a monster's under your bed and shit. Well, if you attach God to it, you just a Christian. Without God, you're a fucking lunatic.
And I looked up yesterday. Do you know that 99% of schizophrenic people are religious? 99%.
They say they listen, bro. They actually have an apology for me. They say, well, the worst crimes in history were committed by atheists, people that didn't believe in God. And I'm like, bro, there is no book, there's no scripture, there's no Talmud, there's no scroll where it says all black atheists must go out and slaughter. all black atheists must turn and destroy their enemies. Go out and kill the little kids and kill the men and kill and save only the little girls for yourself. There's no atheist scroll that says that. And if there was an atheist scroll that said that, I would say fine. Let's put atheism down. Let's put Buddhism down. Let's put Christianity, Islam, Judaism. Let's put them all down and let's focus on each other. Guess what we will be doing exactly what I'm doing. So if the end goal is to put down all the bullshit, if they say atheism is a religion, well, fine. Fuck atheism. I don't have to be an atheist. I won't use the word ever again. As long as we both put our bullshit to the side and focus on each other, I'm cool. No. Listen, bro. I keep saying this. Nobody's understanding what I mean when I say it. You, as a Christian, are called to spread. This wrong. You could stop talking bad about religion today. You could stop trying to combat this evil today. They're still going to spread. They always talk like, bro, why you keep talking about religion? Why you won't let people believe what they want? Because there was a point in time where I have it pulled up on the screen right now. 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13.
And
those who do not seek the Lord God of Israel shall be put to death. So while you trying to respect their religion, while you trying to keep your discomfort to yourself, bro, there was a point in time where if you didn't believe in this shit, you got murdered where you stand at the stake.
Yeah.
Now they have
no issue.
You haven't heard the good news. Now they knock on your door at 8 a.m, passing out pamphlets and shit. Man, at one point in time, they lined your whole clan up. Do you believe? Yes. Let them walk. Do you believe? No. Hut. Do you believe? Yes. Let them go. Do you believe? Like, come on, bro. And all I'm saying is, are we too, bro? If as a child you live with your grandparents and somebody did a drive-by on your grandmama's house and they killed everybody in the house and you had to you was given up for adoption. And you was raised by this other family, and when you got 23, you found out when you was a child, the gang that you joined, let's say you was a 2nd Street Knight. We're gonna say that's the gang. You find out the gang that you joined at 18, they did a drive-by on your family when you was 3. How you gonna feel? Boy, I'll be hot. I don't know about you, I'll be hot. I'll be ready. So all I'm saying is, it's cool if you don't know. But once I say out my mouth and I show you, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I understand you believe in this religion, but the only reason you believe, somebody had to die for you to believe in this. They had to slaughter somebody.
And this is how they treated the indigenous people in the Americas. Because I mentioned there's a chief in Cuba. There's one of the Cuban rebels that rebelled against the Spaniards and the Europeans. And I mentioned this, right? And I love how Christians love to tiptoe through try to, turn around everything, try to make it seem like, I mean, like, when I tell you no Christian have, like, really directly answered my question on colonialism and terrorism that Christianity has caused on other people. Because Chief Hatui, he was going up, like, 1-to-1 with these Spaniards, and they were about to burn him to a stake. And the missionary priest had asked him, he's like, if you convert to Christianity, you're going to go to heaven. But if you don't convert to Christianity, you're going to go to hell. And Chief Haturi was like, if y'all are Christians and there's Christians like y'all in heaven, let me burn in hell. And literally,
Amen.
just to paraphrase what he said, like he like, let me burn in hell then. Because if there's people like y'all in heaven, I don't want nothing to do with that. And they burned them to a stake. But that's a cold way to go out, because it's like this is how Christianity was introduced primarily to nations of people, because they had their own like spirituality and their own way of living.
Yes.
And they went over there teaching, oh well, this is how you truly meet God. And they're like, well, no, we already have a relationship with nature and everything of that sort.
I'm listening to you.
Oh, I got you. But they were like, well, we already have a relationship with God. We already know. We already in tune. We already have an advanced system, and we already connect. And they're like, no, not really. See, that's the devil. They're like, what's the devil? They're like, what's the devil? What you mean? I'm being deceived by a spirit named Satan. And so it got to a point to where it came from missionary work and trying to spread the love of Jesus to it was a way to try and soften them, to then be taken over and to then be enslaved and then to then be terrorized and then commit genocide. And all this, it wasn't just something that they just thought about, but they would justify it with the scripture. And they were like, well, you see in the Bible, the Israelites will always come into different lands, and in order for them to take that land, because remember, and I think you even talked about this in one of your YouTube videos as well. The Israelites, but like when they were going to the promised land, God didn't give them the promised land. They had to kill the people that were on the promised land. Like,
man,
it wasn't that like, oh, I gave you this land for your forefathers and y'all gonna have this land of milk and honey. It's like, okay, I got you this land. One issue though, there might be a little bloodshed. You might have to kill, the babies, the mothers, the fathers, the cattle. But after all that, the land's yours. Which means this man lied again. This ain't their land. This is land that you just had. Like, this is basically colonialism in the Bible. Like, you claiming something is yours without you even having real authority over it. But they're okay with it because, well, God says so. But see, it's cool for you to say that when you read the scripture and you try and act all up and mighty. But then when you study history and you study that your ancestors were taken from their lands and shipped over to other lands for the intention of labor for the rest of their life, all in the name of God, literally, because that's what they read in the Bible. Now they'll be like, well, they just took it out of context. Well, they misused the Bible. Well, maybe they didn't misuse the Bible. Maybe they used the stories the way that they were written for, in that context. Like, maybe they gained that intention or the intent and that inspiration from people that wrote those scripts with that spirit or with that intent.
Yes. It's this book that a friend of mine wrote, and it's called The Untold History of the Black Race and the Fall of African Civilization. And in it he was talking about the Holy Inquisition, and he really was like explaining how literally it says it is estimated over 15 million unbelievers were killed by the order of various popes in different periods. These were called the Holy Inquisition. So it's like, if you think about what you say and you think about what I just said, millions of people had to get slaughtered so that our grandmothers could knock on people's doors at 8 in the morning and ask them have they heard the good news. Millions of people slaughtered. These popes literally said anyone who attempts to construe a personal view of God which conflicts with church dogma must be burned without pity. Literally. That's not a paraphrase. That's not a metaphor for something else. That's not a simile. That's not hyperbole. That's what they meant, literal. When they wrote the Bible, they didn't know what the fuck metaphysical and they didn't know what that shit meant. When they wrote, see, when we read the Bible, we try to read it with a little bit of love and excitement and 50 Shades of Grey. Let's read into it. Let's put our own personal let's put our own personal hyperbole on it. What did they? What was the context? Man, these folks wasn't talking about none of that. When they said murder, they meant murder. When they said thou shalt be put to death, that's what they meant. How you gonna 15 million?
These were people that went to war for
Come on,
fun.
man.
You know what I mean?
You mean to tell me motherfuckers that used to kill their firstborn, you think they was worried about the context? Oh, whatever helps you sleep at night, Christians. All right, it's the context. When you say beat the slave as long as they don't die, he not talking about all slave. He talking about man. Come on, man. And going back to the part about the women slaves were not to go free like the men. Not free pussy walking around. No. Let me keep this in captivity. I might need this later on. I might need a cut of this later on. Why would I let this go free? Oh, no. Not that vagina. What did I do say? That vagina. Not that vagina. No. God said, don't let that walk free. Hold that hostage, my brothers. Sick shit. Evil motherfuckers.
Sick as hell, yo.
Those who refused to be Christians were to burn to death on a stake. Those children who refused to obey the authority of the church were drowned to death with their parents and were accused of heresy by the inquisitors. Oh yeah.
Crazy.
And it even has a picture of a woman getting burned, or was she getting burned at the stake? Yeah, they finna burn her alive as they all watch. Crazy work.
And what's the book called?
This is called The Untold History of the Black Race and the Fall of African Civilization. I don't know. He sent me. I don't know where he sell. I had to hit him up on Facebook to see where he selling them from and shit. But man, the book is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean
it's crazy because like a lot of people don't know about that history.
Why you listen to me? I'm just wrong. Why do you think it's so many denominations? You think people just woke up and got creative? Everyone's so creative. No. See, I'm gonna tell you the two religions I respect the most. That motherfucking Catholic Church and them motherfucking Muslims. Cause when they books say handle your smoke, or they pick up arms, they grab stakes and snakes and they handle their smoke. When the Quran says those who reject these signs fear the fire that's fueled by men and brimstone. When that motherfucker say go out and kill these motherfuckers, oh they ready. My God said slaughter you, I'm finna come handle my smoke. The Catholic Church, they meant business. Yeah. They meant business. When the Bible say, hey, handle your smoke, they got pressure. They handle their the Lutherans and the Baptists and the Methodists and the Presbyterians, them pussies, them motherfuckers scared. They couldn't handle, they didn't like the way the religion was being taught at first, so they had to come after and make their own denomination. They had to branch off. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like, they didn't want to be a GD, so they created the Vice Lords where they don't, you don't really, it's not a gang, it's just a clique. It's a relationship over here. Yeah. No. That Catholic Church, they want they smoke. The Muslims, they want they smoke. I respect those religions because at least when they had control and they ruled, we saw what they was on. These bitch ass Christians, all them denominations, them bitches scared. So they can't, they too scared to do what God said do word for word. So they had to come up with some light shit, light bars. They had to come up with some light bars. That's light. No, they saying battle work. That's what they saying battle rap. That's light. They come up with some light shit. They scared. They're scared. Hey, that Catholic Church. Hey, that Catholic Church get that Catholic Church and the Muslims. Oh, they handle theirs. They for sure handle theirs. I like them. I respect them any day. That Ku Klux Klan. I love them. I respect them to death. You know what I'm saying? When the Bible say discriminate and separate and don't mix with them motherfuckers, they take that shit to the heart. There are no good religions. There are no good religious people. There's only people who act good and give credit to the religion. You cannot find follow these religions word for word and be a good person. That's impossible. They think that people use their religions to cause harm. No. You're wording that wrong. People use your religion and followed it as it was supposed to be practiced. So they committed evil. Because that's what the book says, dude. Come on, bro. If the book says kill witches, and you say, well, I'm not going to follow that part because Jesus came, you the bitch. The one that's following it. Then Jesus said he did not come to change shit. He came to fulfill. He came to add to. He came to say all of that, and then you put a comma and you keep going. It's not a asterisk. It's not a he's not the erase mark. No.
Yeah.
They was drawn with pencil, and he came in and said, let me write on top of that shit with this pen, make it official. Let me talk my shit, man. Come on. Don't get me fired up on this live. Don't get me fired up on this live, man.
And somebody has said in the comment section,
man.
Somebody had tried to say in the comment section, it's insane to give them props. But the issue is that we're giving them props because they actually
I'm being
following what they.
Yeah.
We ain't really giving them respect. But
wait a minute. I can't speak metaphorical and I can't be all conscious and supernatural and spiritual with the shit. They speak in riddles and they speak in tongues all fucking day long. I make a little. I use a little sarcasm. Everybody taking my shit literal.
Yeah.
Take my shit. Hey, take my shit how you take they shit. When you read when they read the Bible and they don't follow it word for word, that's the same thing I would do. I was just I was pulling their chain, their shackles.
Yeah. But it's because when it comes to, I was just having a conversation with a Christian the other day, and all of a sudden they wanted to pull out the card of taking something out of context, because they love to say that whenever it comes to a Bible verse or anything of that sort. And anytime I was talking about the name God, because I'm like, why are you calling God God? Because God isn't even the name for your entity. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
So, and I was telling them, I'm like, so how do you know you're contacting God? They're like, well, God knows my heart. He knows that I'm trying to connect with him and know him. I'm like, so, okay, let me call him Beelzebub, and God knows my heart, and he gonna get in contact. He's like, you can't call him Beelzebub. I said, why not? He's like, that's the prince of the evil. That's the prince of the demons. I said, oh. And the name God is a Germanic term that came from Norse mythology. So what are we doing?
Always, I mean, I'm okay with people. Bro, listen to me. I feel like if people ask me what I would like to happen, I wouldn't really want religion to go away, because I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's ever gonna go away. People are too obsessed with dying and the fear of death. We never gonna get over that. I'm not gonna get over that. So I'm not asking for all religions to be. I don't want to practice how they practice. I don't want to get rid of all of them the way they would get rid of all of us. I just want them to. There is a way to talk to people and tell the truth about your. Hey, look, like this right here. We gonna check me out. What's up, man? My name Pastor Barr, and I have a religion. It helps me sleep at night. It started off with murder and slaughter, but today it helps me sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? I just use it to cope with the unknown and the fears I have. It helps me sleep better at night. I'm not saying it's gonna make your life better, but try it. If it work, cool. If it don't work, pass that shit to the side and let somebody else have a go. We can still be friends if you don't believe or not. I'm not gonna treat you wrong. This is just what I use in my spare time to help me feel good. Bro, if they talk like that, they addressed all the evil, they told the truth, and they kept it up. Bro, I'm not finna complain about that.
All right.
That ain't what they do. This wrong. Have you heard the good news? This is the way, the truth, and the life. This will set you free. Believe this or you're gonna get tortured for. Wait a minute now. I'm okay with you having your religion. I'm okay with you believing what you want. But you know where this rabbit hole leads to. Bro, there is no secret. They have no proof of this shit. So we're wasting our time asking them to show us evidence. They believe on faith And the Bible says you don't have to have it.
Right.
You don't need fucking proof. The fact that it's wrote down, they gonna believe it. They don't care about if it's true or not. They just believe because they want something to believe in. So I don't want to go down that rabbit hole with them. So instead of asking them to prove it, I'll just ask them to tell the truth about it.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk up to a stranger, hey, look, I got some shit. I can't prove it, but it helps me feel good at night. You should try it. You know, you should take a whiff. What it smell like? If it smell like some bullshit, let it fly. But if you rock with it, then maybe we could pray together or some shit. Cool. That's cool. But that's not, bro. That's not how they talk. I wish, bro, please, me and you need to get on my YouTube channel one day. And we just need to react to what I'm like. I got videos. We could just watch these hoes and react. And I want to show you what I mean. Like you and I, when they talk to us, they have a different tone from when they talk to somebody that don't know no better on the streets. Even bro, as a kid, they made us go in the mall and try to win souls over. Did you hear what I said, bro?
That's so crazy stuff. I never heard that before. So y'all was doing like evangelism in the mall.
I haven't even read the Bible, G. I haven't even read the Bible at this point. How you gonna ask me to go to the mall and win some souls over? Boy, I was terrified as a motherfucker trying to do that shit. Have you heard about your Lord and Savior? Nigga, I haven't even heard about my Lord and Savior. I don't know that bitch.
It'd be so interesting running across people like that, because I remember this woman, and this was like back in 2021, I believe, and I was in Atlanta, and this was around the time when Russia was talking about using bombs and everything like that. And so there was a black woman and this black man. They was going door to door talking about the seal of God, right? So they stopped at my door and they was like, well, have you know about Jesus Christ? I was like, well, I've been to church. And they was like, well, we just want to inform you that, a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. We living in the last days. we've been living in the last days for the past couple of centuries.
Millennia, bro.
Yeah. And so they was like, well, it's like to inform you that there's going to be a bomb coming down, and we don't know when America's going to be bombed and everything like that. But we truly believe that in the Bible, it tells us that God will protect his people with a seal. And we believe that God will give us a seal to protect us from the bomb. And I'm just sitting there like, he protect you with a seal. Everything else is obliterated. So then how you going to survive?
Because you have to be, gotta be selfish and closed-minded. If you believe that. Man, like what I don't know this person's name, but they said we live in for the past 2,000 years. Right. We've been living in the last days since the fucking first day. Since he resurrected and went to heaven, it's been the last days. Like, come on, bro. I just think I'm tired. Like, I don't care if it's true or not. It's being used to control people. It's being used to manipulate. It's being used to desensitize us. Bro, these people are desensitized to human suffering. They do not care. You can talk about starving children with a Christian. Look in their eyes when you speak. They do not care about that shit. They don't want to hear that shit. They're desensitized to it. They don't care. Does not matter. Why should they care, bro? Like what you said, if they drop a fucking bomb and blow up everything but that one person or that family or that group of people, those people are gonna thank God. Crazy work. Donald Trump, I got a video I'm doing, literally. I was doing it before you started your live. Donald Trump got shot in the ear, and by the fucking grace of God, it missed him. Bro. Bro. Are you telling me that God saved Donald Trump and not Martin Luther King?
Hey, that's some crazy stuff.
I'm just God saved. Now I want all the black people, and I gotta do this video. I really want them to let that sink in. If God saved this, and I'm not even trying to make it about race, but I want you to look at what Martin Luther King was preaching. Look at what Donald Trump is preaching. I don't know who everybody vote for. I don't care. But who was preaching which one of these people was preaching in the best interest of the black people in America? Which one did God let get murdered? Which one did? Matter of fact, they shot MLK, took him to the hospital, and then killed him. So God had two chances to save MLK. So all I'm saying is, I'm just going off of if this religion is the truth, your God literally let your God save Trump and kill MLK. My God is awesome. He can move the mountain.
And they love that song, Praise and Worship.
I'm not understanding, bro.
And somebody had asked you, this man named Trevor, he had asked, why are you presupposing that all those who are religious are afraid of death? It's not a coping mechanism for everyone.
Well, most people, I just look at it like this. Most of us were brought up on hell and what's going to happen if you don't believe in God. So clearly, even you may not be scared of dying or death, but you're still scared of something. It's still I mean, if someone told you, hey, you could believe or you couldn't, nothing's gonna happen. Most of us would rather not go to church on a fucking Sunday. But if they add hell and that motherfucking fire to it, wait a minute now. I done got popped with a firecracker before. I know how it feel to be hot outside, and I damn sure done got burnt by that eye one or two times. I don't want that. So it's not really I mean, I did say you coping with the fear of death, but it's really, I could have said the fear of hell. Either way, you're scared of what happens after you die. They put that in your head. They put it in my head. They made sure you understood if you didn't believe in God, the consequences that was going to happen to you. All of us that believed in God and that was Christian, we know about hell. And we know what's going to happen to us if we don't believe in God. And if you,
I've heard a literal pastor while I was in church one time. It was an old pastor, like this old man. He's like, I'm gonna just tell you straight like it is. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. If you don't believe in Jesus, you're going to hell. Yeah. And everybody like, that's right, pastor. Yeah. Praise the Lord. I'm like,
but see, what are we telling people? They think I want you like. I know nobody on this planet is perfect, but there are some people that have come down pretty close. I'm not about to sit here and tell these people, oh, even though you spent your whole life being a good person and treating others right, you still ain't enough. I'm not telling them that. Right. So I just don't understand, like, even if it ain't the fear of hell, what could they possibly tell me that would make me want to believe? What could they say? Well, I just don't understand. I'm not, the thought of heaven is not appealing to me. All we're going to be doing is worshiping and fucking singing at his feet. Which is what you do.
Every day is Sunday in heaven.
We spend every day of our lives on earth praising and worshiping. And the reward for praising and worshiping is praising and worshiping.
And you know, I had a thought though, right? I had a theory, because for whatever reason, when God created everything in the beginning, of course he had to know everything had to mess up, right? Because how you gonna create creation and you thinking that's gonna go dandy? But it's like, they're like, oh well, don't you worry, because in the end days when he comes back and he's gonna rule the world and we all gonna be happy and there's gonna be a new heaven and a new earth. And I'm like, well, if there's gonna be a new heaven and a new earth, who's to say this whole cycle don't repeat all over again? What if there's another rebellion? And then what if there's another person who brings sin into the world? And now y'all in the same predicament y'all was in the first place. Like, just because he guarantees you eternal life doesn't mean that you're gonna have eternal life. You know what I'm saying? Like, but who's to say that when everything, all the dust is clear and everything, and everybody worshiping God for, let's say, let's say maybe a good 500 years past, and everybody's like, this is getting pretty old. And then somebody brings a whole third of the people outside, now they doing something different, and then boom, now they're the new devil.
I like to one of my favorite questions I like to ask people who believe in God is, what is a benefit that all of us get across the board if we give our life to this God in reality? And the answer is there are none. All of the benefits that you get from believing in God come after you die. That is the trick part. That is what that's where they fool you, because there is no, you're not guaranteed a better life if you believe, because you're called to suffer. You're not guaranteed food, water, and shelter, because free will, God picks favorites, and it's part of his time. So he won't give you nothing you can't handle, even though if he don't give you food, water, and shelter, you're gonna fucking die. So it's like they have foolproof this religion to where they have an apology for everything. Why won't God feed me? Wait till after you die. Or it's God's timing. Starve for a couple years and then you'll get a meal once it happened naturally. Then give God credit for that. 2 years from now, starve for 2 years, be homeless for 2 years. Once you get your big break, make sure you give God credit for that, even though it happened naturally. Like, as a Christian, you're called to suffer because Jesus picked up his cross and he suffered. The God committed suicide, literally. He killed himself. He sacrificed himself to himself just so he could have an excuse to punish you every fucking day. Your life is going to be hard. He's going to put you through all these objectives. He's going to make this shit a living hell, all because he killed himself on a fucking cross. That is literally that is the big black secret to Christianity. And I figured this out last month, because I always had that question: why is life so hard? Why, even as a Christian, it just never get better? Motherfuckers still starving around you. You could be praying to God in the church and they put a bomb in the church and the church blow up, like those 4 black girls. How you get blown up? It's because the cop out is God suffers, so you gotta suffer. This one dude I be talking to, I have a conversation with him all the time. His answer to every problem I bring up about us suffering, he say, we gonna die one day and human free will. So God won't help you because you gonna die one day and free will. You spend your whole life worshiping this God and he won't even give you a fucking morsel of bread because of free will, and you gonna die one day. So because you gonna die one day and you got free will, that means I get to treat you like shit and I get to watch you suffer. I don't think that's a fair trade-off, bro. That's just me. I'm okay with dying one day. I'm not okay with giving my whole life to a God and still being put through pain and suffering. That's just not cool. That's not okay with me. I would rather God let the unbeliever starve. Let me starve. Let me go without. Let me get COVID. Let me get hit by a fucking bus. How are you gonna sit here and watch these old ladies come to church every fucking Sunday, putting $25 in the basket every fucking Sunday? Got all their kids, all their grandkids, all their great grandkids coming to church. Brought all these followers to you. Brought you all this motherfucking grace and praise and worship. And you let her die of cancer. I feel like life should be hard for you until you give your life to the God, and he should protect you because you worshiping him. I feel like it should look different. If I'm going to be a non-believer and I'm not going to believe and I'm going to say fuck God, then it should be random shit happening to me when I go outside. He not watching over me. But I'll be damned now if I get on my knees and pray every motherfucking night. I'll be damned if... Come on now.
Like, the worst things be happening to Christians. I saw this one man. He was in this bad car accident, right? Car done flip, and everything of that sort. The car just looked like it just went through a whole junkyard. And he in the hospital, and I guess he ain't too beat up, but like he got all the stuff on him and stuff. And he's like, I just like to thank God that I survived this car accident he put me through. And I said, why would he put you through it in the first place?
And they say shit like, bro, I'm not asking for a genie in a bottle. I'm not asking for God to just answer every fucking wish I make. But what is the benefit to believing and worshiping? It's got to be something. And then, bro, when you read the Bible, it talks about God covering you God protecting you. Call on his name, ask for what you need, he gonna give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So not only am I saying it, the Bible is saying it. But that shit not true. It's not literal. I'm not saying God ain't real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying your religion ain't the one true religion. I'm saying what they wrote down in this book is fucking cap. Bro, I got plenty of websites I be pulling up and I have to go check behind it and see if the Bible really say that. Bro, this should be, these fucking Bible verses literally be saying, call my name. Matter of fact, it be saying, call my name and I will cover you. I will protect you. I won't let any hurt, harm, and danger happen upon you. Bro, when is it, what part of this shit we supposed to take literal and what part is just a figure of speech where they just, they everybody talks about not everybody, but I watch a lot of apologists. I watch a lot of scholars and biblical scholars, and I watch Jordan Peterson and all these motherfucking people that went to school to talk about the Bible. When you hear them talk about this shit, bro, they all talk as if this is like multiple genres of literature. It's a philosophy book. It's a science book. It's a psychology book. It's what that shit called? It's poetry. They talk about it like it's fucking poetry. But it's like,
yeah, like it's allegory.
what parts of this shit is literal? What parts aren't? And how are we supposed to know which part did he mean verbatim, word for word? Because I know what poetry is. Roses are red, violets are blue. Somebody smell like shit, and so do you. I know what that is. I know what poetry is. I know what similes and hyperboles, exclamation points, and commas and shit. I know how to use punctuation in a sentence. There are no exclamation marks behind these verses when it says he gonna help me. So that means the Bible says if I bro, I'm not joking. Watch this. I'm not joking, brother. This bitch literally talks about God protecting us, God covering us, and it's like, well, I'm an unbeliever, so I shouldn't be protected. I should feel unsafe going outside. Where's the breastplate of righteousness and the shield of salvation? Where is this shit for the Christians that believe it? I probably wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't worship God if he came down tomorrow. But for my brothers and sisters that just gotta have something to believe in, I would at least want them to have a benefit in reality to worshiping this God.
Yeah. And somebody has said in the comment section, some of us have been given a wrong concept and are angry because we depended on Christianity and not on God. But I will argue that we've been given a perception of God because of Christianity, right? Because a lot of us, we have this, and this goes back to when we were talking about colonialism and how the indigenous people rejected God. So, like, a lot of us, we throw away religion, and you might have a black atheist race, or you have a honest Rome, because we've gotten rid of this concept that didn't make no sense. And when we come to the understanding of the history of how we were introduced to this religion, we were like, oh, no, okay, I don't need this anyway. So when we come to that conclusion, and a lot of us who, who are still indoctrinated with that concept or with that religion or with that God, it might look like we are being led astray or that we're being possessed by the devil, whatever you makes you feel better or whatever helps you sleep at night. But at the end of the day, it's all about like reasoning and critical thinking when it comes to the basis of the Bible. And some people just can't grasp that, like, if the Bible has all these flaws and it doesn't give out the best interpretation, then maybe you don't need the Bible to get in contact with something higher than yourself.
So people are way smarter than we give them credit for. This is exactly what they do. Most of us raised up on Christianity, and because we so fucking smart, we start doing our own research and we find out all this bad shit. Well, we don't want to throw away believing in a higher power. That's too much fun. So let's throw away the fucking religion because the whole book sucks. And let's hold on to the the fucking crumbs that the Grinch left behind when he stole Christmas. Let's you know how when he went into Whoville and took all that fucking food, he left them crumbs,
Mm-hmm.
not even a crumb for the rat. Let's God, the word God. If I could just take that word out of religion and use it separately, but it's like most people who say they believe in God but they're not religious. I'll just ask them, okay, do you pray to it? They be like, yeah. Do you talk to it often? They be like, yeah. Is it like what does the dynamic look like? Well, shit. I go through day-to-day life, it's me, I'm controlling it, but sometimes I just talk to so basically, yeah, you take the fun parts out of religion, throw away the bad shit. That's literally it. Because your whole concept of God comes from religion. You didn't learn about God first and then Christianity and Islam. You were brought up in this religion, indoctrinated, found out that you could separate the shit. So you try to distance yourself, but keep the even even people that's not religious still fear death and they might be scared of hell. They subconsciously, they might not say it, but like if I hold on to the word God and throw the religion away, maybe I'm still in the good graces of some deity. But it's like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, fuck the religion and fuck the God. If it wasn't for all this goddamn technology and all of us were stuck in the middle of nowhere in the woods and shit, what God is coming to help you? What deity is watching? None. You got to go hunt your own buffalo, big bro. You got to go get your own grapes and apples and peaches and pears and shit. So all I'm saying is, again, like I started out when we first started talking, where I'm from, motherfuckers really starving, not eating, don't got nowhere to sleep. I don't have the privilege to believe in God on some type of spiritual shit. I need something that's gonna help feed motherfuckers.
Right.
I need, bro, being homeless as a fucking adult, ain't no God watching over you. I'm not saying stop believing in God. I just want you to treat it as it is. It's just some bullshit that helps you sleep better, I guess. Regardless of which God, regardless if you take the God out of the religion and just believe in the God, what does that even mean to just believe in God? You believe something created all of us, then just say that. Why are you calling it God? Just say there is some type of energy I can't explain that made all this shit. But when you call it God, everybody's definition of God goes back to
Christianity.
monotheistic,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So it's like I understand what they trying to say, but this word is so fucking negative. I would rather you just use a different word. Do you have to use the word God to explain that? I know God is like a 3-letter word is easy to say it. It rolls off the tongue and shit. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. I understand, but call that bitch something else. Use a two
Mm-hmm.
use a energy or electricity. Call it fucking nature. I believe in
That's why
nature.
people like nowadays. That's why people start saying the universe. Like people
Or
are trying to get
something.
into the whole.
Cause calling it God is gonna throw me off because I'm always gonna be like, what you like Drewski be saying, what do you mean by that? What do you mean? What do you mean you believe in God? What does that even look like without religion?
Mm-hmm.
That literally means you do everything they do, but you're just not religious. Because I
Yeah.
could say, I'm gonna say just like this. I don't know how we got here. I don't know what the fuck created me. Science is not something you believe in. That's just a tool we use to get answers
Mm-hmm.
and shit. And science will update its answers. So I don't believe in science, but I'm like, I don't know the answer to this question. I'm not gonna call it God. That's just filling in the gaps. We can say it's nature. Shit, we can say I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
they call it God, and they throw me off. I'm like, what do you mean? And how do you believe in something? You know, like I can't even fathom. I can't even fathom how what it would look like to believe in a God but not be religious. What does that even look
Yeah.
like? You pray to it? You talk to it? Is it watching over you? Is it helping you? What is it? What is your God doing that's exclusive, that separates it from a religion? What does it look like?
Mm-hmm. And because a lot of us, we've been indoctrinated with that
Yeah.
concept of God, and like a lot of us, we don't think outside of the box of thinking of God as something else. Like,
Bro.
because I would tell people, I'm like, if you really think about it, the whatever came before like creation or became before the world, stuff like that, has to be more complex and more intellectual than a creator or a being. Like, it's just it's okay for you to just say like there's a higher intelligence outside of myself that may have created everything in the world,
Yeah.
and it didn't just come down to some creator God that people, even though we've been on in this world for hundreds of thousands of years, that it only took merely 4,000 to 6,000 years for him to get in contact with us, which is also interesting because I was looking up today, like, how old is the Bible? Because I've always thought that the Bible was somewhere around closely 4,000, maybe 6,000 years old. Bruh, the oldest text in the Bible is merely 2,700 years old.
Yeah.
You know how young that is on a spectrum of history?
They had
I said, wait a minute. So you mean the manuscripts in the Bible, not to mention they're not even the original for the most part. They were rewritten to try and preserve whatever what was before then. Not to mention even lost books and burned that. I could go on and on about that. But the oldest book in the Bible, I thought it was like 4,000, maybe somewhere around. It's not. It don't even hit the 3,000 rate. Like, it's merely somewhere around 2,600, 500. I even heard a historian say that there are certain scrolls that they found in a certain part where the Jews had settled in, and they don't even mention Abraham, Isaac, Moses. Like, it's a whole different text that they had went over. I'm like, well, this is a hoot. Like,
I don't think it's fair that God felt that a book was the best way to get this message to all of us.
I don't think he
Thank
thought
God
that through.
I'm not blind. Thank God I'm not deaf. Thank God I fucking know English or Hebrew. I don't know fucking Hebrew, but it's like, I'm not trying to say we are smarter than the creator of the universe, but if I had a message that I wanted to get to billions of people, I would literally write it on their hearts. Like, I would program you with this data. You know of me before you read a fucking book. Without that book, we know nothing of this creator. Without this book, we have no clue what the fuck they're talking about. Literally. So it's like, we might have the same feelings and sensations that they get, but if we don't know about religion, we're not gonna call it a religious word. We're not gonna say this is the Holy Spirit. We're not gonna call it God and Jesus and manifest. We're not gonna call it that. We're gonna say like if we didn't speak English and we just made fucking noises, we wouldn't know what the fuck going on. Thank God, like, and you was talking about, like, the God creating us and shit. They talk about like intelligent design and shit. Bro, I'm blind as fuck. And God put his message in a book. If it wasn't for these fucking glasses, nigga, I wouldn't be able to read that shit. Well, I wear contacts, but if it wasn't for technology, I wouldn't be able to know my God. And I just think that that's crazy fucking work.
You know what's even crazier is that I talked about this in my my podcast, that not even 500 years ago, like, they started printing out the Bible, which means prior to that, nobody had hands on a Bible like how we do today. So the only way you could really get in contact with what was in the Bible is if you went to church and heard what the priest or the pastor had to say. And if you was to question anything they said, it's off with your head. Like, and that's why like people who questioned religion during that time was so revolutionary, because it's like, how could you go against something that we've been hearing all of our life inside of a church, you know? And now,
Oh,
even
you should see how they treat me. Oh my God.
yeah, and even when
Man,
now
look.
with the Bible being printed, like years on, people were illiterate. So even with the Bible being printed, many people wasn't even buying the Bible like that, because nobody was really, they didn't know how to read.
Boy, you get treated when your family find out you don't believe in God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. You get treated so different and bad. Nobody don't even call you no more. Don't even like.
I'm gonna pray for you, baby.
I didn't become a bloodthirsty, baby killing psychopath when I stopped believing in God. I would argue that I'm way cooler, way funnier, way more fucking everything now. That I'm not religious, but it's like shit. When it don't matter what, it don't matter how close, how cool. When they find out you don't believe in God, they're going to treat you different, and you have no choice but to. It's like when you become an atheist, all your friends become internet people, because it's like the chances of me meeting someone that thinks how I think or think like you think. Cut that shit, nigga. For whatever reason, all the people that are like-minded are thousands of miles away or hundreds of miles away. We do none of us are in close proximity like that, for real. It's like, bro.
There'd be people I'll be running into, and as soon as they come across like whatever, like it could be random conversation, whatever, or I could just be wearing something. Like I personally like to flex Baphomet, right?
Yeah, I see that. I fuck with that shit. I always do this in my videos. I fuck with the, just to mock them. Throw some type of devil so they can think I'm being controlled and shit. Yeah.
And like whenever I wear my Baphomet necklace, because I just think it looks good. And all of a sudden, like one of my homies, they come out, they're like, "You go with that devil necklace." And I remember I had did a little joke on him one time, and I had came around and I was wearing my Baphomet necklace. He's like, "Oh, you wearing that devil necklace again?" I said, "Yeah, I'm about to commit some satanic rituals tonight. We about to do a blood sacrifice." He like, "A blood what?" He's like, "Nah." I said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you won't be caught. And it may over here looking at me crazy, but it'd be funny to me when people, whenever they come around something that they don't understand, they immediately demonize it. Like if it looks strange, if it looks weird, but because we've been so programmed to submit ourselves to this entity, to this Bible, and don't look at it funny. You know what I'm saying? Because God works in mysterious ways, and God does. It's in another issue I have is when people say God does whatever He wants.
He's sovereign. Oh, they get under my skin, boy. Bro, that shit where I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. For real. When they say that he's sovereign shit, I'm ready to murder. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Because what that does is it everything is permissible. It's funny you bring that up, because every famous person that talks about religion always say, if you don't believe in God, where you get your morals from? I'm like, bitch, you the same people that believe God is sovereign and He can do whatever He wants because everything He does is good. So that means even though in your heart you wouldn't kill your own son, but if you believe God told you to, you wouldn't have a problem with that because He's sovereign. He can do whatever He wants.
Yeah.
He can do whatever He wants with you. And that goes back to what I was just saying about what is the benefit to believing if you're supposed to give your whole life to it and He's sovereign. There is no standard that He holds Himself to because He's God. I keep asking people. They always ask me, by what moral standard do you call God evil? And the answer to that question, I know you're not supposed to answer a question with a question, but the answer to that question is, by what moral standard do you call God good? How can you call God good? And the only basis for that is because He said He was good. I'm a white man, because I say I'm a white man. No. That's not how that works. I clearly good and evil must. I feel like what I'm saying. It's got to be a way to prove that God is quote unquote good. What
Mm-hmm.
are what are things people do that are good? What are things that a God would do that are good? Well,
Yeah.
if you control the whole fucking universe and you designed these bodies. Now, you designed these bodies. I wouldn't even say what's some God that could do that was good. I would say, name me something God does for us that's like effective, that goes with the blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
You created humans and you designed these bodies to run on food and water. We need nutrition, we need water, and we must be in the right climate or this shit is not going to last long. So all
Right.
I'm saying is, why would you create these bodies to run on this fuel and then you deprive it of this fuel? How does that make sense? Is that a good thing? Is that a productive thing? Does that make you smart? Are you intelligent for doing that? That doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make. And then he said, be fruitful and multiply. And then he made sure with all his power, he put you in the most impossible situation so you can't be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah.
Be fruitful and multiply, but I want it to hurt when you bear the kids. Be fruitful and
Mm-hmm.
multiply, but I'm gonna make sure I allow some of your children to be born with fucking cancer where they live a week. Be fruitful and multiply, but I'm gonna 100% make sure I put you motherfuckers on the most inhabitable part of this planet, and I want to make it hard to get food, hard to get water. I want you to have to fucking go out and hunt other animals that I created for no good purpose just to eat. I want some of the plants to be poisonous. I want you to die of diseases that I created for no fucking reason, even though I said before. Like, once you add all this together, it's like, given the end goal of what he want us to do down here, none of that shit really makes sense. I'm not saying God ain't good. I'm just saying he said 1 + 2 is 3. But if you look at his paper, he believes it's 4 and 5 and 6. Clearly, he's just, some ain't right.
Some ain't adding up.
There's got to be something like, by what moral standard do you call God good? What are you using to call God good? What are you basing that off of? It's crazy.
And see, even to ask that, right? Even to ask that question, they would tell you, "Well, who are you to question God? You can't question God. Why are you
Yeah.
trying to understand God? You
Mm-hmm.
you should just accept God for who He is." And this is the problem with. And the thing
Yeah.
is, somebody had told me, like, "Why are you trying to understand the mind of God?" And I had answered back, I'm like, "Why are you trying to follow something you don't understand?" Because it don't make sense for you to blindly follow somebody or something that you
Well,
don't have any pure understanding of. I ain't saying for you to understand all the ins and outs of everything that there is
mm-hmm.
in life. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're following a leader and like if somebody's leading you into, I don't know, leading you into, if you're a
Yeah.
part of a nation of people and y'all about to wreak havoc on somebody, but you already know that the tactic that this man has, it don't look too good. So you question him like,
Yeah.
why are we doing it this way?
Yeah.
Why don't we do it the other way?
They
Why
shit
the
in
leader?
your.
I say what goes, and you're like, well, no, I'm about to dip, like,
Yeah.
and that's how that looks. Like you're following an entity that don't really have good plans. Like if you keep looking back to back on the Bible stories, you
Mm-hmm.
saw how the Israelites ended. And people will tell you, well, that was because of their idolatry and this and this. But at the end of the day, God had control over that because God played the ins and outs. Like He's the one that turned them over to the enemies. It tells you in the Bible, He turned them over to Babylon. He turned them, and so He's playing both sides of the field supposedly. But then at the end of the day, He gonna place the blame on them. That don't make
This
any sense.
this sport that they play with religion, it's an unfair sport, and they make all the rules, and they'll shit in your fucking oatmeal and tell you that's just chocolate pudding on top. They'll tell you at the same time in the same sermon they'll tell you you can't understand God. You can't comprehend God. His ways are higher than our ways. We can't even fathom a God's mind. And they'll tell you in that same sermon he what he wants, how he wants it, and why he wants it. Someone literally wrote down that God inspired them to write this. But it's like y'all are simultaneously telling us God has an inspired word that he told you to write, but we can't understand him. I think if he could inspire you to write a fucking 66 book, but however many fucking chapters in this book, I think if he could inspire someone to write that, we could understand. We can fathom. We can comprehend a fucking God. Let's not sell ourselves too fucking short here. Common sense is fucking common sense, with or without a fucking God attached to it. If you say you want 1 and 1 to equal 2, you don't supposed to have your hand don't supposed to look like this, supposed to look like that. So
yeah,
like, we know deep down, all of us know this shit don't make no fucking sense. But you don't supposed to question. Everybody who leaves religion say the same shit, and everybody who leave religion say the same shit. Everybody who come to religion say the same shit. Somebody's fucking lying. Somebody's lying. I call it bullshit. They say it's not about what's true. It's not about the facts you could prove. It's how you feel. It's about the presence of God. Why are you trying to be so literal? You worry about the facts, man. Just feel the presence of the Lord. See, when God, see, that's how they talk.
And then
talk with all that.
They tell you to call on Jesus. Just accept him into your heart. Just read your Bible.
How
follow the Holy Spirit.
Is that to accept something in your heart? How do you do that? How do I let Jesus in where he already plays at? How is he sovereign? He's all knowing. He's all powerful. Somebody literally put the fucking Bible verse in the chat. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. How the fuck am I supposed to wait? I'm wrong. They're telling us we have some type of authority over God coming in us. No diddy. We have some type of fucking authority over that. I can control whether or not God enters into my existence. How we could so he'll send a plague, he'll send a flood, fire and brimstone, hell, torture, the devil, the demons, the evil spirits, the demonic possessions, I said the Holocaust. I meant to say the fucking what that shit called when they when the Roman Catholics do the exorcisms and the nuns that's possessed by the, so he do all that, but draw the line at, well, because you didn't accept me in, I'm not gonna ring your bell. Like, all right, if I guess if all the black people need something to believe in so bad that we accept, like, and I feel like we supposed to pride ourselves. We know when some bullshit's about to happen. Look at all the scary movies. We don't go in the dark room. We don't fall when we run. We be the
right.
Oh no, we motherfucker. We don't have goosebumps. We are the goosebumps. We like spiders, man. We sense danger. They say when they say when something bad happens and you see a black person running, follow them. So we pride ourselves on. You smell that? That smell like some bullshit. We pride ourselves on. But we that's what we pride ourselves on. So I'm not about to sit back and just diminish that legacy with this. Okay, all my great African brothers and sisters, you need something to believe in so bad that somebody can shit in your oatmeal and tell you it's chocolate pudding, and you, well, this is good ass chocolate pudding now. You like a sweet potato pop? That's some good ass chocolate pudding now. Come on, man. Motherfucker, we sense danger. If you got a dog and you tell me my dog, hey, shit, do that motherfucker got teeth? Then that motherfucker bite. Put that motherfucker up before I come over. All right then. So let's not treat everything else with caution. And then when it comes to God, wait a minute. So he controls everything and creates everything, but he draws the line at he won't come and appear to me in person because I don't accept him. That don't smell like bullshit at all. Nobody in the world thinks that's all right. Okay.
And then it'll be people that'll tell you their personal experience and testimony, like this is what God did for me. But if you the person on the other side of the spectrum and you like, well, God ain't did enough for me, and they're like, well, you haven't opened up enough. You know what I'm saying? And God maybe is showing himself to you, but he's just, and I'm like, well, why don't God speak to me? And then they'd be like, well, maybe God's using me to get to you. I was like, well, he's not doing a good job. You got to bring somebody else. You're going to have to, if this is his best work, all these people coming up to me trying to convert me, he need to come with some bigger, not like, somebody needs to come to me and tell me about my whole life story or something. Like, if he's supposed to be all-knowing, he should know how to convert me. You know what I'm saying? Not play all these little games and people, please repent, please turn to Jesus. That's not cutting it.
I'm a simple person, bro. I don't try to be complex and complicated.
Like, I don't for world hunger.
I ain't trying to. I don't want the Da Vinci Code or the what Jordan Peterson be saying, the metaphysical substrate. I don't want all that shit, man. I'm not trying to break down every fucking word. What do you mean by love? What do you mean by, bro? I'm a human being, bro. I'm regular. I don't have nothing up my fucking sleeves. It's just arms and a regular shirt, bro. I don't have nothing up my sleeve. When I ask God to reveal himself, I'm a literal person. I don't have the privilege of believing in God spiritually. I don't have the privilege of I don't have that privilege. I haven't been afforded that. The struggle is too real for that. I got too many people who needs too many things for me to sit back and just pray. And no, we need the works. Fuck the faith bullshit. We had that already, and that got us nowhere. Motherfuckers had faith in change. Fuck that. God is gonna have to put in work, literal work. I need to see it. What I say, Top? Hey, my boy. Hey. It's just arms, bro. It's just muscles and tissue, bro. I don't have nothing on my sleeve, bro. I promise I ain't got no tricks. I'm not the Wizard of Oz. It's not a floating head and I'm behind the scenes pulling levers and shit. I really just want people to have somewhere to sleep and have food to eat, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not that difficult. If God wants my praise and worship, he would have to probably. No, I ain't gonna even lie. I can't give it to him. but I probably wouldn't bash him so hard if he would just feed people. Like I would only be able to talk about the past. I wouldn't be able to talk about the present and the future. So I would have to only just be like a history teacher when it comes to God. I would only have to talk about the times he didn't. But I'm still talking about he's not going to. So it's like I wish the people that believed in God could reap some of the fruits of their fucking labor.
I know.
My mama told me today that she was giving when she had her cash out, she was giving $25 a week to the fucking church that she ain't even been to. She watching them on her phone, sending them cash out with them $25. Boy, I wanted to stop the car. I gave her. I scolded her. I said, I wanted to stop the car. I got so hot. I really was mad, but it was like $25 a week. You've never been to this church, and if you lost everything, the God that they serve wouldn't. Come on.
You know what's crazy? Because she sent the $25 And I just had did the math when I was like, I think I was 18 when I had discovered
Mm-hmm.
this, right? Because I had turned away from Christianity when I was like 17, going on 18, and I was going ham, and I started studying about tithing. And I remember when I was little, and I used to see my grandparents. They were like high middle class, and so they would just be they would be living little luxurious every now and then and stuff. But I remember like vividly seeing my grandmother when I was younger, and just one time, it was like a couple of times I had seen the little tithing envelopes they would put into the basket, and I remember looking at the envelope and the number that I saw that she would be putting in, and it was like what, like $200, $300 in the tithing envelope. And I had thought back, I'm like, if you could have invested 300, mind you, right? It's me and my brother. We the only like grandchildren that she have on my mom's side. If you could have put 150, like divide the 300 and 150, you could have saved up all the way up until we were like 18. You know how much money we were already had. You know what I'm saying? There's people putting in their life savings. They could be saving up for their kids or their grandkids, so they won't have to be out here suffering or living from paycheck to paycheck. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you could be setting up generational wealth with that money you putting in tithing, but because you feel like, oh well, God, I put in 10% and God going, you ain't getting nothing back. You still in the same predicament. You still living in the same neighborhood. You still dealing with the same issues. Your kids ain't getting better. Your brother's still on crack. Like, ain't nothing getting better for you. You know what I'm saying?
You just made me realize something. I was raised by my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I kid you not. My grandmama used to cook every fucking Sunday. We was in church every day of the week. It was me, my older sister, my granddaddy, and my grandmama. They're not even my blood family. Those are my mom's stepsister's parents. But they took us in as their own. Don't you know, these two human beings have not hurt a fucking fly, have given their whole entire fucking existence to this God.
Mm-hmm.
Granddad on oxygen, grandmama got dementia. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that nobody should get these two. Nobody should, this shouldn't happen to nobody. Nobody should have dementia. Nobody should be on oxygen in their later years. But what I am saying is, if my grandmama and my granddaddy are going to spend a whole life following this God, the least he could do is not like, she doesn't even know who she is. She doesn't know who I am. She don't even know she doesn't even know who the fuck God is. She got dementia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she don't even know she don't even remember shit. So
Yeah.
why would a God that she's been serving her whole fucking life bless her with dementia, and now she doesn't even know who he is?
Mm-hmm.
Granddaddy, I just don't understand how good people can spend their whole life giving it to God, and he lets them go out with a literal fucking bang. Not peaceful, not quiet. No, they legs don't still work and shit. No, suffer, because
Mm-hmm.
suffer the whole, like, I just don't think that's fair, or that's not just, like, what you gotta compensate these people for spending their whole life. They indoctrinated me and forced me to believe. It's like, what do they get for that?
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between living your life as a Christian or a Muslim or believer in a monotheistic God and being a non-believer? What is the difference? What do they have on us? What is their trump card? Literally, trump card, Trump.
Mm-hmm.
What is their trump card, bro?
It's ridiculous because like when you ask Christians about like all these different things, they're always going to give you a little setup of like how, well, this is how God works, or God has every, for what do they say, God has a way out of no way,
Mm-hmm.
or
He won't give you nothing you can't handle. Crazy work. Crazy work,
All
bro.
these excuses instead of just being like real about the matter that's confronted with you. Oh, somebody said, "What's up, Davion?
Yeah,
Davion
yeah,
Phil."
that my dog, man. You know, my folks done came over here and snuck on your live, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Someone
I
said,
got
"Bro."
me and Top. You see Top in this motherfucker chat. We got
Yeah.
we got an album on the way, dog. Hey,
Okay.
we
Okay.
for
Okay.
sure going to hell with that one. Yeah. The pain is running this course. I used to carry my cars.
Mm-hmm. You got some.
Hey,
You
no,
got some
don't
fire
get me
coming.
started. Don't get me started. Have you heard my you ain't heard my first John, have you?
I heard the first one. I didn't hear the. I
Man,
think you came up with
man, you
a
gotta
second
go
one after
bump.
that one.
You gotta go bump that John. I'm on Apple Music, man. Go bump that.
Okay,
Need you.
I'm gonna check you out on Apple Music.
Yeah, but I think this shit crazy, though, bro. It's like I wish, bro. Like I said this when I went live on TikTok.
Mm.
I'm good at Madden. I'm good at Call. I'm damn sure good at Call of Duty. I play a little WWE, 2K,
Mm-hmm.
20. You know, I wish I could just sit up and talk about my favorite video games. I wish I could talk about sports and the Illuminati and all these. I wish I could talk about fucking grass and healthy foods, and I'm into fitness. I would like to just devote my whole life to fitness and shit. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like this topic must be criticized, ridiculed, disrespected. We got to do this. We have no
Because
choice.
there's few people who really are like willing to talk about it in the delivery that we do it. Because nobody gonna be as hard as as they come when it comes to this type of stuff.
Even
Unfortunately.
I've gone soft on that shit. Like sometimes I watch my older video. It's like, have I gone soft? Am I like, what's wrong with me? But it's just like deep down, all of us have this hidden fucking soft spot for this bullshit. And I wish, I
Well,
don't know.
I wouldn't say it's a soft spot
It's
because
some goddamn.
I used to be very very hard and very like on a rage when it came to this type of stuff. But I think what it comes down to is that it comes down to a level of maturity in a way, because like I kind of almost look at it with the God of War, and like back in his prime years, the man was just a whole beast,
Yeah.
and not to necessarily say
He
he
got a
got
son
soft
now.
after he got a
Yeah.
son and everything.
Yeah.
So now he's looking at
Yeah.
everything in a bigger perspective. So I feel like once you start getting up in the years of this type of information and stuff, you look at things from wider perspective. So even though you still got that raise, like he still got that energy in him, but he don't, you know what I'm saying? He don't bring it out like he supposed to, because it'll, balance
This
and
shit
everything like
really,
that. So,
this shit really beneath us. It really is. Like humans, I wish humans would put humanity over religion, but people would murder you in the name of their religion. It's like,
yeah.
I wish we would put us being humans above what religion we like. That'll really kill this shit. That everybody would still probably believe in it, but it'll be like maybe an atheist could run for president, or maybe
Yeah.
we could, you know what I'm
That would
saying?
be wild, though.
Maybe we
I
could
would
have
love to see
a
that
world.
dynamic.
Hell yeah, bro! I'd be a fire ass president because I'm not biased to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not even. I don't really.
Because that's what like the American stereotype. He's supposed to be all God bless America and a good, upstanding Christian man
Yeah.
with a family. And
Yeah.
but like, what if a atheist come up there and like he sets every standard? And like me and my friend, we were just talking about like somebody young. I know like with the presidency, like somebody at least, I think you have to be at least 35 or 40
We're
to
smarter than
be.
them though. They're
Yeah, but
old.
like yeah, and we were saying like
Motherfuckers,
people at
motherfuckers own people that probably when they was kids. Like,
mm-hmm.
stop.
And we were saying like people who are reaching like pushing 90 should not be in the office. Like people 82,
Somebody.
85. You know, like she was saying
But
that
Joe Biden is a shaking, walking, talking.
she was saying like how Biden is incoherent. Like this
Oh
man don't know
man.
where he at, don't know
Mm-mm.
what he be saying. Like that somebody like that shouldn't be in office.
I think
Like
35 is a good age because I look at how I am now and how I was
mm-hmm.
when I was younger. By the time I get 35, boy, I'll be so motherfucking mature and all manly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm manly now, but I'll be like, you know what I'm saying, on my
Yeah.
pivot for real when I'm 35. Hell yeah, that's a good age though, but fucking, I feel like if you can't do a push up, get your old ass back. Like we need motherfuckers that's gonna be here 10 years from now. I can't be. No, I don't
You know what I
believe
can't
you.
stand? I can't stand old people driving. Like I
Or
have this
old people
rule in my
doing
head.
anything. Like sit y'all old. Like God intended it to be this way. Sit your old ass down. Go watch you some motherfucking Wheel of Fortune or some
I be
shit.
telling
Some
people, I'm like,
Family
if you
Feud or something.
pass if you pass the age of
Shit,
65, you don't need to be driving. Just
man, you need to
let your
be.
grandkids, your
Yeah.
aunt, your niece, nephew, somebody.
Uh,
They be
uh,
slow for
build
no
you a
reason.
fucking garden in your backyard and go pick you some peppers and some motherfucking peas. Sit your
Something.
motherfucking ass down. Go plant you a
Just find something to do with
tomato.
your life.
Plant you a fucking tomato or something, nigga. You doing too much, man.
Go golfing or something. I don't know.
All up on the steering wheel. Get out
Mm-hmm.
the way. Mm-mm. Motherfucker having the life alert beeping. They in motherfuckers the spaz lane.
Mm-hmm.
Get your old ass over for one of these motherfucking.
I be
No.
seeing like old people at the gym, and I be wondering like, I'm like, dang, how y'all maneuver yourselves? Cause they be in there, and I give them respect for the hustle. They be in there, their walker, take them about 5 minutes to get to each section. I'm like, oh, this is just terrible.
I think fool. I think bro. I did. I don't have no degree from Harvard. I'm not no PhD type of nigga. I'm not an Einstein or rocket science. I can't build no jet. I don't know how to make rocket fuel from scratch. Like, bro, common sense is fucking common sense. You
Yeah.
you would think the way I'm talking, I've studied all the world's religions for millennia to bro. I'm this shit common sense, cuz. Old people need to sit the fuck down. And religions are most definitely untrue bullshit. And that's just the way the shit look. That's how it's supposed to look. That's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Even a stupid motherfucker can see this shit. I was gonna say even a blind motherfucker, because I am blind. Even blind motherfuckers see this bullshit. Like I'm blind and I see this bullshit. Crazy, bro. I can't even. Niggas just dumb. Motherfucker they could have handed us a religion. We worshiping motherfucking centipedes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would have been the 18-legged centipede is the one true centipede. Like you motherfuckers clowns. I think once you get introduced to all the other religions, that should show you, okay, wait a minute. Now, even though that religion might be false, that shit is just as scripted out like mine.
Mm-hmm.
So if Islam
I'm
is
starting to
false,
see that.
yeah,
Yeah. When you see like Greek
bro,
mythology.
Islam, bro, thank you, bro. That should be your number one. They wait a minute. They believe in a thunder god, Pandora, uh, Hades and shit, Hercules. What is this? You mean
I'm
to tell
starting
me
to see like real comparisons, like
the human
Prometheus.
imagination is
When I
amazing,
seen Prometheus, and
bro,
Prometheus is like
bro?
crucified, right?
Come on,
So
man.
when Prometheus he was a rebel, he stole fire from heaven, helping out the humans, right? And so then Zeus decides to tie him up to a rock,
Bro.
and like he's chained up to the rock, and like there's old depictions of him literally having like the little the bird like eating at his side. And I'm like, yo, this is the
No,
same
no.
crucifixion with
They
Jesus.
think, bro. you could fucking Google it. There are so many gods and goddesses, however you say that fucking shit.
Mm.
There are so many of these deities that have been crucified and rose back from this. This shit ain't even unique or exclusive.
That's what
Like
I'm saying. Like,
we've seen all this before. Every
mm,
every part of bro Islam, they believe this. They believe Muhammad bitch ass went up to earth, heaven on a flying fucking carpet, bro.
they believe
Aladdin,
same thing with Elijah. They
yeah,
believe
Aladdin,
Elijah went up into heaven on a fiery chariot.
delusional. And but see,
Mm.
we know Islam is fake because Islam is what Christianity would have been had the New Testament came along. Like
Yeah.
if you look at those Islamic countries and how they cut your fucking hands and heads off, and you can't hold hands in public, and a woman got to cover up everything but her eye, bro. That's what Christianity would have been had they not bitched out and brought that motherfucking New Testament. They realized they saw the future and said, bro, this is some gruesome. Deuteronomy, Exodus, Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, and Leviticus alone, you could fucking kill everybody on the planet just with them 4 books. If you really wanted to, you could wipe out every fucking body on this planet today with Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, and Leviticus. If you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, damn, we gotta figure out a way to what day they saying Friday? Next Friday? We gotta figure out a way to get this money by tomorrow, huh? We gotta figure out we gotta figure out a way to how to get this money by tomorrow.
Yeah.
They had to come up with something. Islam, we know Islam is false because it's copied off of Christianity. Christianity is copied off of Judaism.
Judaism. Mm-hmm.
What is Judaism? If we can find out what is Judaism copied off of, we can literally trace all this shit back to when they was worshiping rocks and fucking mud pies and
Mm-hmm.
like, bro,
Because
they
a
make
lot of the legends
bro. Come on,
in
bro.
Judaism, you'll see it was interesting with Judaism because they have a mixture of stuff, right?
Yeah,
And in the Bible, they would tell you that they was into idolatry, all these different things, but really, it was just a mixture of them with associated with different cultures. Because you have the Canaanite gods, and then you got the Mesopotamian gods, and then you have the Persian gods, and then you have the Greek gods. So they surrounded by all these different sets of people. And so whenever they interacted with people with businesses and they had their little business deals and everything like that, they will also trade back different like source of like knowledge and information and all these different concepts of God. So that's why you see like these different like and you know they took books out of the Bible and all these other different things
yep,
and stuff like that. So they got even different like Jewish legends and folk tales. That's why nobody knows about Lilith, you
mm-hmm.
know, and things of that nature. But they have different folk tales and legends and stuff like that. That when you look at them, it's almost a clear playoff of Greek myths in the Odyssey and all
Yes.
these other different things.
And Greek, and the trip part is that's what my friend was talking about in his book. He was talking about how, bro, all that shit is really copied from ancient beliefs out of fucking Africa.
Mm-hmm.
All this shit, man. Look, everybody keep talking about Christianity started in Africa. No, no, the no, 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 no. That shit that they got going on did not start in no fucking Africa. And it's like literally all this shit is just copy and paste, copy and fucking paste. Bro, he literally, I mean, it's so much shit that we don't know about because
Mm-hmm.
it's like, bro, when you look at even the school system and how you're taught, how you're educated. The word I found out the word educate means to pull out what's already fucking in you. That ain't what we
That's
doing. We
crazy.
go to school and sit down all fucking day,
That's
raise your hand to
crazy.
piss. Don't you know, bro? I done almost shitted on myself a couple times in school because I
Mm-hmm.
gotta wait for her to turn around from her lecture. She done wrote on the chalkboard 30 minutes. Bitch, if you don't turn around, my fucking hand is up. I gotta shit. Turn your ass around. I got the shit so I can go piss and let this fluid out that God cursed me with. Hell, I got to drain these organs. God damn it. It's like when you look at the way you even talk, the shit just don't. None of this shit align. Like bro, I wish like shit was different, but it's like you can only at this point you can only wake up the ones that want to be woke. I want to say woke. Well, I wanted to be woke. I didn't know I was asleep, but I always prided myself. I cared about if what I thought in my head lined up with reality. Let me rephrase it. I always cared about if what was in my head lined up with the best answers we got so far, because the answers will change. I wanted the best answer thus far. I don't want a way, I want the way. What is the every time I search something up on YouTube, what is the best way to do this? What is the best way to do this? What is the most effective way to do it? Not just a way. I want the best way. And when it came to my religious beliefs, bro, I was taking religious studies in the morning and I was taking philosophy in the afternoon when I was in college. When I tell you, boy, that shit went just like this. Motherfucking Frederick Nietzsche talking about God is dead. My goddamn religious studies teacher telling me about the Canaanites and the Assyrians and shit. Man, that shit was going left and right. And when I started studying this shit, man, look, I don't know what deconverting is. I stopped believing immediately. It was like, nope, dropped it I'm talking about quick.
That was me when I had discovered that Christianity was inflicted on the African people. And I was like, why nobody taught me this?
Bro,
like,
I didn't know about that shit until I was a fucking adult.
I'm like, why nobody even mentioned this? And
I did not know.
I had brought this up to like my parents and everything, but I had discovered. I'm like, does anybody else know this? And the pastor decided to put this in the sermon, right? And I remember after I had graduated from high school, and he put in his sermon, he was like, I've heard some people say, that we wouldn't have known that we got Christianity and we got Jesus during slavery, but I stopped by to let you know that we wouldn't have known God if it wasn't for slavery. Everybody like, amen. You better tell it, Pat. I said, there is no way that was your response to me saying we were given Christianity. We were inflicted. We were enforced with a religion that wasn't even ours to begin with. That's like, what? We wouldn't have known God if it wasn't for slavery. I've heard a pastor, there was this woman, I forgot what her name was, but this black woman who's a pastor, she was up on the podium. She was like, I probably would have been over there worshiping a tree if it wasn't for Christianity, if it wasn't for slavery. I said, what? That is egregious.
Yeah.
Worshiping a tree? I was like, oh, y'all sick.
So, you remember how I was telling you, they have an apology for everything. They have an apology for that shit, bro. Believe it or not, if you got YouTube or Google, just Google that shit. Does the Bible support slavery? You're gonna see all type of black fucking Christians, all type of white fucking Christians. Everybody just gonna be, they're gonna be apologizing. It's called apologetics they're gonna be apologizing to you. Well, slavery for the Israelite, he was talking about, like, shut the fuck up. This book literally says you can beat your fucking slave as long as they don't fucking die. And the female slaves are not to go free like the male slave. They are your fucking property. Do with them as you please. And if you let your slaves go free, but you gave him a wife and they had kids, he can either leave his wife and kids, or he can decide to stay. You pierce his ear, and he stays a slave with you forever, so he can stay with his life. What are we talking about here? Now, I'm no rocket scientist. I do not know how to make rocket and jet fuel from scratch, but that definitely smells like bullshit.
It do.
I know bullshit when I smell bullshit. That's like when fucking Michael Miles walking slow as fuck, and you just fall and start no, we're gonna keep running past that bullshit. We're not gonna fall like the little white girl. I know he's coming, I'm running. Like, that's clearly some bullshit here.
And even to
No. Curly, exactly. Oh my fucking god.
She's like, am I supposed to say that metaphorically or something?
Oh my fucking god. Exactly. This is what they do to us.
Yeah.
I know you joking. I know you play it, but literally, it's supposed to. It's not literal. It's not practical. It's just poetry in motion. It's metaphors and similes, and the Bible is written in spooky language. You just gotta feel it. You know, slavery was a good thing because now you get to worship God in a country where, you know, you can't afford to live, but God is good. But fucking rent $3,000 for a bedroom and a closet. But hey, at least you get to worship. At least you're free to worship God on Sunday.
Crazy, yo.
Woo! Goddamn quad note 850. And they say drive safe. They say drive safely. Man, you gonna be living in that bitch.
They do. Crazy.
You going nowhere fast in that motherfucker for 850. Swerving lanes and shit. Pressing down hard on the gas, trying to get your money. Yeah. But God is good. Boy, God is good, bro. Somebody said all sorts of foolery. Exactly.
All type of nonsense, yo.
Oh my goodness. Man, see how like ain't even free cause the plate. No, not the plate getting passed. Deacon get that plate around.
Man, you know what would be the funniest thing when people used to pass the plate was when I used to see people put in money. They was like, "Let me," and they would whisper to the usher. They'd be like, "Let me get change back for a 20." I'm like, what? They'd be like, "How much?" They're like, just give me 15 back. I'm putting 5 in." Or give me 18 back. I'm putting 2 in. Like
nigga ain't got a quarter to earn some tithes. I bet not, boy. Look, how you give me money out your purse to put in the church and we ain't got nothing to eat it? Man, if you don't get this dollar and take your ass to Kroger and get us a pack of noodles so we can eat something tonight.
I'm saying,
you done put $100 in the plate. You done put $100 in the plate and the motherfucking lights getting cut off Friday. Man, fuck Jesus. Put some money on them goddamn lights. Me in the dark. I can't do my homework, goddamn it.
There be people in there just struggling and everything, but they gonna put in their last dollar because that's what they've been taught to do. And like I was telling you about with my grandmother and my grandparents, I'm like, there's so much money they could have saved up for not and if not to me and my brother, at least for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like that 300 for a span of 10 years, 15 years. Like I did the math on it. Like they would have been up there in the 6 figures, 7 figures, if they would have invested that 6 figures in something else. Like, and
I don't agree with everything Dr. Umar Johnson say, but I fuck with Dr. Umar. I really do fuck with Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm not as hard on interracial couples and shit like him. I'm not, I understand his sentiments.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
I feel like if you gonna deal with other races, cool, but don't diminish your own.
Yeah, don't be.
So it's like I promise me and him probably agree on way more shit than we disagree on. But it's just like when he talks about religion, he say they got too much of our time, our money, and our hope. They have all of the time, all of the black resources, and all of the hope. They got all 3 of them. And it's like you just where the fuck is all the money going?
And I was in Statesboro.
Like 10 churches, bro. My city, there is literally 10 and 12 churches in one fucking neighborhood, like a 10-minute. If you drive a 10-minute fucking circle, you would have passed more churches than grocery stores, corner stores, schools, libraries, all of that shit.
Yeah,
Where
I
I
was in
grew up at, we
Statesboro.
had one fucking library.
Yeah.
We had a Kroger. We had like a little shopping center. Fucking about 10, 12 churches in that block, bro. I ain't bullshitting.
That's the same thing, like, when I was traveling to Statesboro with my friend, and she kept pointing out how many churches that she was seeing. Because, like, we was in these different neighborhoods and stuff like that. And sometimes the neighborhoods wouldn't be so good, but the church taking up 1 block, 2 blocks and everything. She's like, look how big this church is. But then look at all the neighborhoods around it. I'm like, yeah, because they care more about God and their religion than they do about the people. That's why the churches look like that.
It would be like, it would make so much sense for all these churches to get together and pool all that money and build a big ass facility in one big ass church, and they got a place where everybody can come and get help with whatever they need, and they got a place to. No, they would rather all separately start their own fucking small business, get them an LLC. And that was
like, you know how
how
easy it would be for like Joel Osteen to make a facility for people in like his neighborhood or in his town and stuff like that, like, or TD Jakes, or even Joel Osteen and TD Jakes coming together. But see, that would somehow be a threat to society if they go out to help people that way. It don't make any type of sense,
bro. Nothing in this world is fucking free. It's a reason why they're not being taxed. It's a reason why religious organizations get so much leverage, and then they got it to where, like, well, you know, even if you're not a Christian organization or whatever, you can still be like you could be a Satanist. But everybody already know you ain't gonna get as much money as them. Yeah. Like, come on, we talking about Christianity and fucking the Mormons and the Jehovah. Like, come on now, keep it 100. You can label your shit a religion all day long. Guess what? You're not. You ain't shed enough blood to get that type of pull. So sorry, unfortunately, no. So they were smart about it. Yeah, we're gonna let y'all register as a religion too, but we know y'all really don't get no followers if you call it a religion. But, you know, play along if you must. But ain't nothing free. Man, they tax you. They tax you on everything you make, everything you spend, everything you give, everything you take. But somehow the church is tax free. Wonder why that is. You can't even feed the homeless without paying fucking tax. But lying and dancing and shouting on Sundays, tax free. That's what keep us asleep. If we let them do this for free and they keep all the money, in return we'll make more than we ever could make, because they're just gonna make more fucking sheep. This shit on autopilot. They're gonna all indoctrinate each other and their kids with this. That's gonna create nothing but selfish, closed-minded, mindless robots that God can use, which translate to more profit for the big dogs up top. Make sure they don't have to pay no taxes on that shit. You cannot convince me otherwise. That's not what it looked like. I'm taking that on blind faith. That's what the fuck going on. I'm gonna die on that hill alone. You cannot tell me that ain't what's going on.
I agree.
And there's more churches in poor communities than there are in rich communities. In the rich communities, they got one big, and I live in the Bible Belt. This is fucking, this is Tennessee, bro. This is the middle of this shit. I'm talking about heart of the South. I live literally 5 minutes I live 5 minutes away from where Martin Luther King got shot. I'm in the fucking Bible Belt I'm in the belt buckle of this motherfucker. These motherfuckers motherfuckers literally, it's like 10 churches in the poor black neighborhood. You go to the rich side, it's a big ass fucking. You know what? They don't even call them churches. Guess what they call? Guess what they call the big churches here. You ain't gonna. I gotta write this down because it's a fucking video. You don't believe what they call the churches here? Guess.
What they call it?
Yes. Take one guess at it.
Or the gymnasium.
What do you call? You getting close. What do you call a big ass area of like buildings and shit? What do you call that? Like what do they call a college?
Oh, like a campus.
Yes, nigga. They say, nigga. They call it a campus. This ain't the church. This is they have campuses. They have multiple campuses of the same brand. It's like a fucking McDonald's. This a big ass campus. That's a big ass campus under the same name. That's how the rich neighborhood. They got campus. They got a big ass campus where they got ads running on Facebook and shit. No bullshit.
That's crazy.
They call it a campus, bro. They don't got no little church with the what that shit? The sanctuary? No, they don't have just the sanctuary. These motherfuckers have a fucking campus. It looks like a college campus at that bitch. That's what the rich folks got. The church that I went to, this shit break you down when you think about it. The church that I was going to when I was in fucking middle school. Don't you know these motherfuckers got their money up? They came up, gave the building to a smaller church, picked up their fucking bootstraps, and went to the big boy side over there with the motherfuckers. You can't convince me that this ain't big business. Them folks ass got a LLC and a trust fund with this motherfucking church. This they right, bruh. This shit is they some what that shit called? They entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
If you got a church, you a fucking entrepreneur. Them folks ass made enough money, gifted that small ass building to a smaller church, a smaller pastor, whatever, a little smaller congregation. They packed up and they went to the white folks side. Yep. A fucking campus, bro. But that shit, boy. I know so many people that done gave their whole life to God and they got fucking cancer and shit on their deathbed. Boy, god damn, they done sold the shit out this lie. Sold it to them, bro. I can't. I just shit. I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God. There's people like me out here that's woke a little bit. I'm a different type of woke though, because I'm woke, but I'm like common sense woke. I'm not spiritual woke. Like, I didn't leave my religion and replace it with something like a little more fun
and all that stuff.
And the only reason why is because my conflict would still be the same. Them crystals and them fucking zodiac signs and shit. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit.
They just replaced God with that. Like, and so it's the same confusion.
Ain't nothing wrong with it because I don't see them crucifying and discriminating against motherfuckers and treating people horribly and killing them for not fucking with the crystals and shit. But it's like my gripe with any of that shit is still the same. Okay, give me a basket of fucking crystals, give me the zodiacs or whatever we got, give me the, and I don't mind I promise you I'm open 100% to learning about the culture of African people and where we come from. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm not against educating myself on, my folks and my tribe, where I'm from, my ancestry, the history. I would very much so participate in all of that fun shit. I just wouldn't. I don't treat anything with. I'm not. Nothing is holy to me. except for us, because you and I could actually go out. Like, people ask me what I believe in. I'm like, people.
Yeah.
Because we could actually go out and feed people together. You and I could build a fucking house from scratch. We could go out and design a filter and clean water and be able to have water to drink. So it's like, I treat people the way people treat religion, if that makes sense. I believe all life is precious. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like fucking stepping on ants and shit. I'm like, they ain't bothering me. I'll let them pass.
That's so crazy. I just the other day I just had helped the ant because I'm like, damn, this ant gets squished. So I had put the ant like a little to the side so that the ant can go and be with the other ants so they can get on out the way. Cause they be working. I be seeing, it be so interesting seeing ants work, and they be stacking up, and they be over there. I'm like, we're gonna help it out, get a little upgrade over here for the winter.
I think Republicans gotta be the weirdest group of people. They talk about how they pro-life, but they're obsessed with death. And when the baby and when the baby does get here, it's like, well, now that I force you to have it against your will, you on your own. I actually do believe all life is precious, even though I'm not pro-life. I'm very much so pro-choice for the reasons.
Yeah.
If I say all life is precious, that includes the person that has to fucking bear and carry that bitch to term, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's so obsessed with the fetus growing in the stomach of a living, breathing human. And childbearing hurts, and you can fucking die from it.
Right.
And it's like, who am I to tell somebody to, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make you have this. No. That just ain't my spiel. Because if I talk as if I have sons and I talk as if I have daughters, bro, if I was a woman and I had my same brain, I'd be terrified out of my fucking mind, boy. You gon' I get sexually abused and assaulted. You gonna make me have this motherfucker? Yeah, nigga, please.
Giving birth to a demon.
Nigga, please. Giving birth to the Antichrist, goddamn it. Shit, no. So I try to, but when they ask me, because like, we all believe in something, but I believe in people. I believe that we can make all this shit better. Us, the people. It's too many videos and shit of people doing good shit. I mean, there's a lot of videos people doing bad shit, but I'm not a nihilist. I'm very optimistic about the human race. I'm hopeful for us. I'm hopeful. I see a lot of flashes of, if we had more people like that, this world. I see that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good people out here. I'm not,
It's interesting. There's a story in the Bible where these sets of people, it was a big mass of people creating civilizations, and they were building what is called the Tower of Babel. And God had looked at them building this Tower of Babel and had told his other people in them, they're like, yo, these are very highly intellectual people. This is how I read it. Like, these are highly intellectual people. If they succeed in building this tower, like, they're going to advance as a people. Like, who knows what else they might do? That's basically what God was telling his people. He's like, well, let me confuse their language. Let me confuse their verbiage with everybody, with one another, so that they won't be able to work together. And he had confused everybody's language, and everybody had dispersed. But what I had got from that story, because what religious people will get from that is that they were a wicked set of people and they were doing something out of God's plan. But I look at it as, well, not everything that's God's plan or outside of God's plan is a bad thing. It's just outside of his plan. Like, everybody think that because you do something that's not in his eyesight or that's not good in his eyesight means that it's a bad thing. you know. But I would argue that these people were just really advancing as a people, and once again, that same intellect that Adam and Eve had got from the tree, they were just using it and advancing as a people. And for whatever reason, God saw that as a threat, so He had to jeopardize it. Almost like the same thing with when the angels had came on earth and they was mingling and everything like that. For whatever reason, that just slipped God's eyesight. I don't know why He didn't stop it, before they even set foot. But God has His ways, His plans, and stuff of that nature. But
when you really sit back and just use your common sense, that thing that they literally tell you in the Bible not to lean on that thing that you're using.
lean
They
on
tell you
your
not to.
understanding.
Don't lean on that. And this is why you can't lean on it, because when you do, it's like this shit does not make sense when you try to make it make sense. If you just go with just go with the flow, do the parts of the book that you find acceptable in your country, and it's ironic that, bro, you like I just sit back and watch people. If somebody told you, work for me and I'm gonna pay you, but in the future sometime, boy, you will never take that job. If somebody told you, like I've watched people apply common sense to everything but God. You want your money on time, you want to see it, you want to make sure your kids safe. You want to talk to the school and check in and make sure the classes that they're taking is legit. You want to see what the job gonna look like in 4 years, what's the pay. You want to talk to the manager. You want to make sure when you move in your house, you want to take a tour of the house before you see it. You want to sign the lease, and it's like, so we see common sense and facts and logic and reason when it comes to everything else. We want to see it, feel it, touch it, smell it, assess it, analyze it, put it through the fucking scientific method up and down. When it comes to God, everything is permissible.
I had used an analogy in one of my YouTube videos. I'm like, so nobody has an issue when it comes to God, or rather, I used the example of you would be mad if somebody pulled an okie doke on you. Let's say you invested $5,000 into a course or something, and somebody promised you, "Oh, you're going to get $1 million. I'm going to teach you how to make $1 million." You invest like $5,000 in somebody's company or in somebody's course or whatever. They end up scamming you, or whatever they promised they didn't fulfill. So now you want your money back. You don't get your money back. You like, well, this man scammed me. Like, I feel like I wasted a lot of my time and money in doing this, and people will see that, right? And so people, all this other type of stuff. But for whatever reason, when I tell them about, like, you're giving your life up to something that you don't even know if it's real or not, they be like, well, I'd rather believe in it, and then at the end of my life, find out that it's not real, and be fine with that, than to, risk my life and find out that it is real, and then suffer all of eternity in torment. And it's like, well, why would you believe in something your whole life on something you can't even guarantee? Because of the fear of what might happen. That don't even make sense. Why would you risk your life that way?
You wouldn't jump out of a plane with
you can't even study.
You wouldn't jump out of a plane with a parachute that got a fucking 5% chance of the plane. You ain't even get on the plane. But it's like, when it comes to God, it's different, bro. It's religion gets it gets special treatment. Like I was talking about earlier, we treat it special. Everybody treat it special. It gets away with murders that other parts of your life wouldn't even come close to getting away with. When it comes to your money and your children and your drugs and that party that they said is scheduled for 7 o'clock, the doors better be open at 7 o'clock, and you're gonna be there around 7:30, and it better be jumping. So it's like, people use the tools that I'm asking them to use. They use it with everything but religion, and the reason why is because what I was talking about, when you scared of something, boy, you'll do anything to justify that shit. If you scared of the dark, nigga, I used to be scared of the dark. Probably still am scared of the dark. I be thinking shit in the corner and shit. Bro, I'll be sitting here with the lights on, looking dead at the corner, and I know nothing's right there. But when I cut that fucking light off, why is this big 7-foot motherfucker standing in the corner? And even though I know there's nothing in that corner, when that light go off, goddamn it, in my head, it looked like somebody right there.
You like when we were little and when we were in the kitchen or something, and then we get our little snack or something, and then we gotta turn the light off real quick and run to our room because we feel like
nigga, all of us did that. I'm glad I ain't the only one. I still do that shit, bro. nigga, I come from. Kid you not, bro. It was a fucking boogie monster in my grandparents' house. I ain't lying. I'm not joking, bro. You said, I'm for real. You said, oh, I'm dead serious, nigga. We had monsters in the closet. And then when they was like, don't point at graves and shit, man, I used to point at them graves. I swear something used to follow us on. This is what I believed as a kid. Man, but you see, it's like, I know that was some bullshit. I know I probably was just seeing shit, but you couldn't tell me that at the time, goddammit. I was scared for my life. I hope one day I don't want to change the whole world. I just want the people that's open-minded enough to see I want them to come home. I want all us to get together. I want all them to be able to kick it and have somebody to talk to. That's why I really started doing YouTube, bro. When I first became an atheist, I typed in atheist on YouTube and fucking, you know who Matt Dillahunt is? The white, it basically is a white atheist dude. He be doing a little call-in showing shit.
You talking about like Black Atheist Experience?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nigga, okay. I typed in Black Atheist and his picture came up. And it was like, it wasn't nobody on YouTube. And it still ain't nobody like I'm not talking about.
That's how I came across you.
I'm talking about like.
I think I had put in Black Atheist, and I think that's how I came across your page.
Nigga, I'm talking about down to earth, cool, young people that use common sense that ain't like 50 and 60 and shit. No. If I love my old head, ain't nothing wrong with the old head. I'm just saying like when you type in when I typed in Black Atheist on YouTube in 2019, it wasn't nothing like me on it. So I said I need to be here when motherfuckers come. When motherfuckers come home, I need to be right here at the door. That's why every time I go live, the first thing you see is welcome home. Cause nigga, shit, nobody had no house for us. I had to make us a home, nigga. Shit.
That's how.
Cause I'm gonna tell you the truth. I can't even watch a lot of atheists.
Yeah.
They're boring. They're not relatable. They don't tell no fucking jokes. They're not funny. They're not cool. They dress weird. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't have pink hair. I'm not white. My culture's different. I can't relate to most of them.
Yeah.
I love Sam Harris and Christopher Hitchens and Richard Dawkins, and I like watching Mad and all the atheists. Bro, as cool as them people may be, it's just like I just can't sit through their fucking videos half the time. But my shit, nigga, I watch my shit back all the time and be laughing like I'm fun. Like I wouldn't say I'm funny, but like, nigga, I be tripping.
Yeah.
So shit.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Like when I had to create like my own type of styling of content because like I kind of despise in a way of the whole spiritual aspect of like there be spiritual Negroes. Some of them are funny. Most of them take too much to heart. Yeah. And like I'm just like. Sometimes I'll be falling asleep. I'm like, I can't get this. Like, something has to get. So there has to be like a middle ground. Because at a certain point, people will turn spirituality into Christianity. Like they'll start putting all these emphasis on things when it's supposed to be your own personal.
They call it Jesus smuggling.
Yeah,
but I'm listening.
And so when I had created my own path and I started doing me, it's like, you can't do that. I'm like, I'm doing it. Now what? Like, so my phone dying. But I created my own path, my own journey. I know, right? Yeah. I created my own path and journey. And so now when people see my page and they be like, oh dang, I ain't never seen somebody come across
exactly.
And I'm like, yeah, because I had to make that path because ain't nobody else created it. You know?
When I went to the studio and I was recording my first album, the fucking engineer, he looked at me and said, bro, you really done made your own genre of rap. Don't nobody rap about this shit. Like, not the way,
for real though. Nobody raps about
nobody.
God, like
nobody. I literally, and it's like, that's why the same reason why you did it is why I did it. Like, I'm like, bro, I like rap music, but I just can't listen to motherfuckers talking about killing each other and popping perks. I love the beat. I like they flows, but bro, I'm not a gangster. I don't carry my fucking gun in my drawers and my ass is not out. My ass is not out when I walk outside. I have my pants pulled up and shit. You know what I'm saying? I dress like I got some fucking sense. So although I do listen to rap when I'm in the gym, but it's like, I can't relate to these niggas.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like I feel them. And I understand the culture because I'm from the fucking hood. I seen these niggas. I grew up with these niggas. But it's like, bro, I've never did a drive-by in my life. Why the fuck am I like? So shit, I took the flow, took the melodies that I grew up on, and just fucking replaced the words. I love that shit. I be bumping my shit every fucking day, boy. I bump my shit all day. I bump that shit every day, all day. I love that shit.
And that's what I would love to see is, because we got all these Christian rappers and everything, but like,
and they fucking suck too.
What if there was like a heathen, pagan genre of people just coming out, and that would just cause a whole, I'm talking about, just be groundbreaking. Like, this person has a nice flow, a nice beat, and they talking, they saying, fuck Jesus, like, what is this? What am I listening to?
Yeah. In my opinion, I've listened to they shit whack. I listen to Christian rap because I'm like, I want to talk about the same shit they talk about, but in reverse. They bore me to death listening to that bullshit. Yeah.
Great. Well, it's getting around that time because I'm surprised they haven't been counting me out yet, but
your phone dying and shit, bro.
Phone dying. I didn't even know we was on for that long either, but
I didn't feel like it until I looked up and saw it was 12:42. God damn. This shit started at like 9:40 something, 9:30 something. Yeah.
But yeah, we
I'm gonna for sure hit you. Hell yeah.
When I get ready to or when I figure out how to use the YouTube thing, that's what we need to do. We need to bump up the YouTube.
I've been learning how to use this OBS studio shit. When you learn how to, but that shit, I don't know if you probably already know how to use it, but that shit changing the game. The OBS shit changing the game.
That's what you use?
That's what everybody use, really.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a learning curve to it, but once you sit it, you gotta sit and fucking watch all these videos and play with the settings, and once you get it, you money. I'm money now.
Okay, because I had just bought me a like a cam.
Yeah, that's what I got. What mine is it? I got a one of these bitches.
Okay, yeah, same thing. Well, I don't know if it's the same brand, but like I had bought
the damn Logitech. Yeah, and I use this regular laptop.
Okay,
Apple laptop. And my shit regular. Yeah, but I'm tuned in. I got your notifications on. Every time you post some shit, I see it. I fuck with you, bro. We finally talk too.
I know, right? This is the first live stream. I was, and hopefully next time, I can get in contact with a couple of maybe some religious people, so we can have some diversity. You know what I'm saying? We could see if we can try and convert, some people back to heathenism. You know what I'm saying? Back to their original way.
Common sensism.
Yeah.
That's my new religion. Common sensism.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro.
Well, it was nice. It was nice tapping in with you.
I knew we was gonna have fun though, cause we just seem like you can tell like bro, I know that's my dog right there. You can tell when people folks gonna be when you rock with somebody, like, I know dude cool as a motherfucker. Yeah. I be laughing at all your shit anyway, so I knew you was gonna be cool to talk to.
And I'm trying to figure out different ways and new ways to start doing my my reels and stuff like that, because I've noticed in the algorithm they're appealing more to like 10 second, 15, like either something 30 second and under, for the most part. So I've been trying to figure out different ways to like concise, because I'll be going, I'll be like, when I get on a tangent, like my videos, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna make this 30-minute podcast. It ends up being an hour and 30, 40 minutes. So I got to figure out different ways to like put in subtopics and everything, and then concise that to like somewhere between 15, 30. Sometimes I go over and do 40
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I need to do that too. Hell yeah, that shit's smart as hell, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I need to monetize, because I think I do pretty good with making reels and stuff. I just need to find clients and people.
I be jealous. I be jealous of how you be editing. Like, it's my edit. I be like, you editing the shit out these videos. God damn, you edit that motherfucker. You be editing them real, boy. You be editing them real, boy. I be like, god damn, boy.
Because sometimes I be feeling like some of my edits don't be pulling through, but some people be like, dang, that's the best edit I've ever seen. I'm like, I ain't thinking about that.
I be thinking like, that man taking his time with these motherfuckers, real. You be on point for real with them, so I ain't gonna lie. Like, if somebody didn't see how many followers and subs you had, and they just watch your reels, your shit look like you got millions of people watching for real. How you edit it, that shit quality.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm trying to get a little better with mine too, because sometimes I be feeling like mine be a little messy, but we get there though.
Yeah, man, look, Rome was not built no damn day, bro.
True.
Shit, every big successful YouTuber and shit, I do this with everybody YouTube channel. I go back to their fucking first video. It say you can go to popular, latest, or oldest. I always go to their oldest video. They've been doing this shit 12 and 13. It look perfect now. Yeah. They've been doing this shit 12, 13, 20 years, bro. I ain't been on YouTube number 2, bro. In about 10 years, nigga, we had this shit where these reels, man, beautiful reels just
I was
coming out the woodwork, nigga.
To be honest, you should be up there in the hundreds, yo. Like hundreds of thousands. Like,
I know. I promise. Hey, you ain't doing shit but manifesting crystals, nigga. I believe it. I believe it. Shit, I promise I can't wait until this shit is all I have to do in the morning.
Yeah.
I hate fucking
like your
clocking in
like
and
your
shit.
The hoodie you got? Cause I like that.
Yeah.
This work.
I had that bitch. Oh, he's about to, man. This the old, like, this OG though. Like, this when I was still, I was still doing videos in the car, bro. This shit, like, man, this shit history of the channel, bro. Like, they say comparison is the thief of joy. Like, man, I ain't comparing myself to all these fucking motherfuckers that been doing this shit for millions of years, got a million, bro. This YouTube shit is not easy, and it take fucking guts to post reels on Instagram and you, bro. If this shit was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would be on YouTube. It's hard to get a fucking 1,000 fucking subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, bro. That shit is not easy, nigga. I was going live 7 hours a night, get off work at 8, stream from about 12 at night to 7 in the morning, nigga. Boy,
that's why I be telling people, I'm like, y'all thinking, I had it all, this and that and the third, cause like, bro, I had to remake my YouTube channel, right? Cause that took my previous down, and then it took me from 2019 to like maybe late 2020 to then be monetized, cause I already had been used to the game of
Yeah.
monetizing and stuff. So I just had to really just be consistent with my content creating. And then by the end of 2020, they was like, "Oh, you get monetized." But
Yeah, boy.
mm,
Hell yeah. Man, look, bro. About I say about I'm 26. Man, by the time I'm 30, bro, I ain't gonna have to work no damn job.
true,
We
be
gonna
up there.
I can see us literally, man, doing talks and podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
traveling all over. Everybody, they want to talk to the omnis wrong and they want to talk to black atheists, man. Look,
Mm-hmm.
they talking about they want me to come do the atheist experience.
That would be lit.
Mama,
And
turn on folks shit up, man. Y'all gonna fuck around. They gonna be like, bring bar back. I already know it. I'm goat at this shit. Cause
people
bro, I
and
was
like
going
people
live on,
be
bro.
people be emailing
I
me and
was,
stuff. They want me on
bro,
their podcasts and stuff. Because all it takes is to be on like one really good like podcast.
bro,
Everything up from there.
nigga, I was live on TikTok. What it was probably 2 weeks ago,
Mm,
and the dude who joined my now it's like it's a lot of people that I just think so highly of them. They're so smart, and I try to let them know. I know a lot of people that's real smart like that. Nobody around them is telling them that they're smart because they're only around smart ass people. So no, like, bro, I be trying to let people know when they doing a good job. They doing a good mind. That one of the smartest people I know, he be on the atheist
mm,
experience, and I'm like, I know this nigga done read more books than I done seen. Bro, he jumped on the live and was like, man, the way you do this shit and how you able to. But when he said that shit, I almost started crying. A person that I look at as like a smart ass motherfucker
mm.
with this shit. He's a fucking genius when it comes to this
I had
knowledge
somebody.
shit.
I had that same experience, right? But it was kind of in reverse because, what was this woman named Gaia?
Mm,
It's this woman named Gaia, and back when I was in high school, I used to see her on like Pornhub and stuff like that, and she used to like do little information stuff like that. And so then I come out with my whole new brand and rebrand and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden she come out of the blue because I talk about my spiritual stuff and the
mm-hmm.
Civil War stuff, and she was like, "Oh, I just love your content. I watch it all
I
the
think
time."
I saw that, believe it or not.
Yeah, I
I
was
think I
like,
because was it did she
yeah,
comment?
she made the comment, and then
Bro, I've been
she had
following you
sent me
for.
a, like
I've been
a
following you
mm,
before, like we was even cool. Bro. I've been knew you.
yeah,
I was seeing that shit. Like, damn, this nigga got motherfuckers that got thousands, 100,000. I
mm-hmm.
was liking and commenting. Like, who the fuck is this nigga? Oh God,
And she
boy,
had
I've
sent me
been
like
saw
a
you popping
personal,
your shit, man. I know
yes,
you
he had
on
sent me like a
point,
personal audio message. I said, "There's no way this woman Gaia, who making hundreds of millions of
mm-hmm.
views and doing six-figure all this type of stuff, and she talking about I'm doing all this good." I'm like, well, dang, that just makes me wonder because Dwight Howard, believe it or not, he had like one of my reels. I said, what is Dwight Howard doing
Yeah,
on my side of social media? But it just
bro.
lets me know like people got eyes on us, like, and it brings me back to something I heard Tyler the Creator say. It's like you never know who's watching. Like all it takes is one video or one
Mm-hmm.
reel that we make, and it could go somewhere through the algorithm, and somebody could like really like feel that and be like, yo, I need that person on my team, or I want to
Mm-hmm.
meet that person.
She
So
just like the Hawk Tour girl. This
yeah,
motherfucker did a street interview.
mm-hmm. And now
Boy,
she big sensation now.
you gotta make 100, man. Do
Imagine that
this shit every day.
you get on an interview, and as soon like just pop off, be like just like fuck God, all of the, and everyone just like, who is this? And
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
I see
That's
that
all it
shit
takes.
coming. Well, I can't wait. They better pray that I don't fucking make it big doing this shit. It's gonna be hell to boy. I'm going at them. I ain't gonna lie though. I might get assassinated for what I want to do. Hell yeah, nigga. I'm on some. Boy, I be reading these motherfucking Black History books and shit, man. That shit be having me
Be
on.
telling
I
people,
be.
I'm telling you, I'm like, if y'all think I'm a devil worshiper now, oh, just wait, just wait.
Boy, I'm hard. I'm hard on this shit. Got to be.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah. But bro, I appreciate you for having me on this motherfucker though. I
Almost
ain't
there,
think I
almost
ain't think
there.
we was gonna go no damn 4,
I,
5, 6. Damn.
you know what? It
It
felt like,
didn't even feel like I didn't even look at the time.
you know what's even crazy? It felt like we didn't even talk about
We
everything we wanted to talk
ain't
about.
even, bro. We ain't even touched us. I ain't even
We
get
didn't even
my
get to
feet, but I'm.
the surface of the conversation. But
That's crazy.
you know, but more to come, more to come.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna hit you up though for sure, bro.
All right, man.
I'm on the look at. I be watching,
Almost there,
discussing.
almost there.
I got all my notifications turned on. You know, you be more you more be on Instagram than I be on
Yeah.
Instagram. I try to
I try to
Instagram.
be consistent. I try to post at
Yeah,
least once a day on social
that's
media
what
and stuff. But
that's what I'm finna start doing. I gotta get it
mm,
right. I gotta get it right.
mm.
I'm a procrastinator though. Nigga, I say I'm
I be feeling
gonna
like
do
that too,
something.
right? Because like I be
2 months
feeling
go by before I do that shit, but I still had the same passion to do it. It just,
like. I be feeling like I be
but that,
procrastinating. Everybody be like, Tyler, I see your content every day on my page. I'm like, yo, I feel like I don't be putting out enough. It's like, nigga, you putting out too much. I'm like, but I like sometimes I feel like I don't be because I think I make more short form content than long form, and I'm trying to get more back into making more long form content than short form. But I think my short form content reaches out to more people because
yeah, I
people
was about
got
to tell
more
you
of
that
a
shit
short.
cold.
Yeah, they got a attention span, you know.
Cause you'll post something and I'm like, damn, it's like it ain't too much.
Mm.
It's like
It's like right there in
it be
between.
just right. It be like an Oreo and a cup of milk.
Yeah.
That's not that's you want something sweet, but it ain't too crazy. You can
Mm.
eat as many as you want, and when you're done, you just close the pack and come back for the rest, bro.
Yeah.
That shit be your shit be like just right. It
Mm.
be just enough to read, just enough to watch. Then you be having it to where you got there's a picture and there's a video, and there's a me. I like that's it.
Mm.
That's good shit. I wish I was yeah. You gotta let your people know when they do good shit, bro. You can't just not you can't not compliment your folks. I gotta let you know when you do some fire shit. That shit cold for real.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I my ass gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to work in the morning. Do I gotta go to work? Yeah. Oh,
Well, I'm going to the library in the morning because I got to put some. I've been procrastinating on making these podcast episodes, so
yeah, I'll be
it's the
seeing
library.
it's like damn. Come on with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all right, man. I'm gonna tap in with you though.
All right, bro. Be easy. May God bless you and
Right.
keep his
God bless you.
keep his covenant. God damn it.
Right.